Ladies and gentlemen, out there in the Steppin universe, today is going to be a very unprecedented day on Inside Steppin because we have a whole bunch of heavy-hitting, legendary people in the studio. Not the one that just showed up on the camera. No, she's a legend in my world, okay? Anyway, we get ready to make this thing happen. So stay tuned for what is sure to be an absolute epic. Did I say epic?
Yeah.
Epic episode of Inside Steppin. All right, y'all. So check it out. I got a studio right here in San Antonio, Texas. I got a studio full of some of the baddest folks in the stepping game, all in one place, if you can believe that. Well, you ain't gotta believe me, because I can show you better than I can tell you. Check this out. You ain't seen nothing like this ever in stepping media. Gentlemen, would you please, to my right, begin with the introductions.
Ambassador Kevin Nevels, Chi-Town.
Iary Isreal, St. Louis by way of Chi-Town.
DJ Stretch, Memphis, Tennessee. Swagger and Lace, the Steppers Comfort Zone.
William Owens, Houston, Texas, by way of Chicago.
Ken Holden, Houston, Texas, way of Chicago.
Get on that microphone, man. Get right up on it.
Oh shit.
There you go.
Oh shit.
No, you good, baby. You good.
You good?
Ken Holden, Houston, Texas, way of Chicago, West Side, baby.
Josiah Burt, Tennessee, Clarksville, by way of Chicago.
Yes, sir. So, gentlemen, first thing we want to talk about is the reason why we all right here in the same region. We want to thank my man William Owens over there. Cool like that Steppers for Steppamania, Houston, Texas. We had a fantastic time last night, and my brother, tell us about your event, man. I had a great time. I know that. I don't know about everybody else, but I had a hell of a time. We brought a lot of people from San Antonio that way. So go ahead and tell us about your event, brother.
Hey, man.
And by the way, Will,
Hold the mic.
put that mic.
Do I got it? Do I got it right now?
Problem out of you last night.
I know it. This is my first time. Do we got it now?
Yes, sir.
The second time, okay. Well, this is my first event. This is my first annual so-called big event.
He can just speak up. He ain't got to kiss.
Oh, okay. Can you get me?
You're doing good, baby. Keep
Okay.
it moving.
Yeah, this is my first event. I call myself bringing some of the people, that mean a lot to me from my heart. Ambassador Nevels. Iary gave me the blueprint when I first started. Me and Nevels was talking about it. Ken was giving me, some ideas. And Lord have mercy, I done ran up on Josiah Burt. Swagger and Lace guy over here, he gave me a good input. And it all came together, man. Trying to learn the do's and don'ts. And these guys are my big brothers. And I appreciate them and love them, and you as also.
Well, I thank you, brother. We appreciate you. All right, so Mr. Swagger and Lace over there, my brother, tell us how you ended up in Houston this weekend, because we sure didn't expect to see you.
Man, let me tell you this story. See, listen. There's an event that was going to go on in Little Rock, and I was going to be there for Miss Didi's event
This week. Okay. She canceled. And so I was in Arkadelphia doing some teaching. And I was on my way back to the Rock, so I could be there for Miss Didi's event. And I knew Iary was coming down this way. I didn't know what time. So I called Iary on the phone. He said, "What's up, dog? I'm about an hour from where you at." I said, "Okay, I'll hold up. I got my clothes together and everything, this and that." So he came through, scooped me up, and we was riding. And we've been riding ever since, dog. We've been riding.
Yeah, y'all done did some riding, man. Y'all come up down that highway like it ain't no joke, boy. Because I heard, Mr. Steppaganza over there, he told me he was nocturnal.
Yeah. We was on a coronavirus tour. We're still on it.
Absolutely. This is the coronavirus tour. In case anybody didn't know.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. They all over the place with it. Mr. Israel, Mr. Steppaganza, the cat in the hat, the man himself in the building. My brother, why don't you tell us about the upcoming Steppaganza, man, and what you think about it in terms of the coronavirus and what your expectations are?
Well, first of all, I want to commend everybody for doing the right thing with the coronavirus, with the cancellation of the events, for public safety. Next, I'm hearing that the federal government is going to put the whole country on quarantine. It don't suppose to last at this point no more than 30 days, so Steppaganza is about 60 days out, so we're going to wait till after this 30-day period to give a lockdown on what we're going to do. If they continue to quarantine after that, then we probably shut it down as well. But if they don't, man, it's going to be the first event of the summer, so hey.
Business as usual.
Business as usual.
Okay, that's a fantastic thing, man. Everybody always looks forward to Steppaganza.
He can cancel all he want to. We still going.
We're gonna show up anyway.
Yeah.
Mr. Nevels, man, listen. I want to tell you that I appreciate you, my brother, for blessing our set today, right here in San Antonio Steppers Alliance, with your presence.
Here.
And making yourself available to spin at our set, man. We are humbled and blessed, and I appreciate you. So tell us something about yourself, man. What we hear? What's the buzz about the set on Wednesdays, man? My wife told me something that you said about that thing might be dying out.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. I love doing what I do. I do it for the Steppers, so that was no problem. Yeah, the Wednesday night set has
that's the Universal, right?
Universal Entertainment Center, in Chicago, 119th and Loomis in Chicago. They have changed the reins there, so the ownership did some things with the ownership. The promoter did some different things, so the set been up and down.
Okay,
so it's still going on. So if you're in Chicago, just go check it out. It's still going on. But the hot thing is going on is Thursday night at the Grand Ballroom.
Oh, okay.
6351 South on Cottage Grove, with the Jam Master, my man DJ Vale, and yours truly on the box as every Thursday from 6 p.m. to midnight. Man, we stepping, walking, line dancing, $3 holler at the door all night long. And don't forget Willie Bell is in the building snapping pictures. So, look your best.
Yeah, we can't forget Willie Bell.
And bring your Kool-Aid smile with you.
Getting it in.
Hey, you mind if I interject something?
Go ahead,
He's
please,
leaving
sir.
out something.
Please, sir.
He's leaving out something very important. His affiliation with WZON.
That's what's up.
WZON, baby.
You didn't ask me about that. I was going to talk about that a little later on.
Well, anything
Since
can
you
happen.
mentioned it. Yes, I am a co-owner of WZON Radio with my brothers DJ Dan and my other brother DJ Shermax out of the West Coast. They're my partners. We've been owning the radio station since July the 4th, 2013. And man, it's going on strong. Iary is one of our sponsors.
Okay. Steppaganza. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the lobby party, baby.
Yeah, it's the lobby party. That's right. And we've been going on. I do my show each and every Sunday from noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Slow jamming on the Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Live in the embassy with the
wait a minute,
ambassador.
man. Hold on. You here, man? It's Sunday. What you gonna do today?
Oh, with Dan, he took over for me today.
Okay, my man.
Yeah, next Sunday I'll
That's
be
what's up. I
on
was gonna say, man, look, we appreciate you being where you at right now. We having a fantastic time with that right there. My man, what they call old school Kenny Mac, pimping Ken,
Add boss to that.
boss Ken. Mr. Ken, do me a favor, sir, and let us know about your upcoming event, man, CTC, and tell me how you feel about it in terms of this coronavirus thing and what you think the possibilities are.
It's just like with everything else right now that's going on with that. we're waiting to see the outcome of things, to see how this thing works out. You know, all praises due, and hopefully, you know, that we can continue to do what we're doing for the last 11 years. CTC is the major thing is the picnic, of course, on a Sunday.
Now hold on. Now, don't forget to tell people what CTC means. That's the Chi-Town
Chi-Town Connections in Houston.
Right. Yep.
That's right.
And what's it basically is it's a event with all the cultural things that's happening as far as the food, the music, house music, stepping music.
We got that Steppers Lounge.
And the Steppers Lounge is busy.
And DJ Stretch Alex, of course. Let's not forget he's gonna be on the ones and twos
yes,
with
always,
DJ Q over there.
Always him and DJ Q, Crazy Q, my man up out of Houston, man. Houston born and raised, and he's just a student of the game. I appreciate him so much.
We
Great
do.
dude.
We
Great
do.
dude,
We do. We appreciate Q.
Man, Q is just.
And I absolutely third that motion because that brother is a student of the game, man. And I love watching him do what he does because he's growing in it, and it's amazing to watch.
He look at Nevels, he look at Stretch, he look at these brothers. He be like this when he see him, his mouth be like.
Yeah. Well, his level of respect for the game is admirable, man. And that's one of the things I appreciate.
Can I just come up in the booth with you, please? You know, and I just admire that about him so much, man. Crazy Q is just.
And when he on the box now, don't play no games. He get it in.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, the boy can go.
They get it in. Yeah.
He can go.
For sure.
But he learned from the best. You know, he's a prodigy of Stretch in a major way. And
that's what's up. That's that pioneering, man. You know, I got these pioneers sitting in the building today, man. I don't know if my roof might come off in a minute here. Hold on. Y'all might blow the roof off this place.
Yeah, but CTC, hopefully, you know, it's going to continue to do what it's been doing, like I said, for the last 11 years. The picnic is a major event. It's about a cultural event, the Chicago experience, the food, the music. We got stepping, we got house music. It's in a big pavilion, you know, sheltered, so, you know, the rain or shine, it doesn't matter. We still there, you know, so it works. And, man, just hoping that, you know, it can continue, you know, like I say, like with every event that's going on right now, what we got happening in the country and around the world.
What's the date of that?
Absolutely.
The date of that is October the 26th.
No, that's the fall one. It's a spring one, right?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pardon the body, because we do 2 a year. We do one in the fall and we do Spring Fest. This is April the 25th through the 26th, the 24th through the 26th of that weekend of April.
This might not go off.
We might not, because of the fact of what's happening around the world. And man, I mean, you know, we just do what we try to do. You know, I mean, we will make the provisions or whatever necessary to. You know, to accommodate the masses.
That's what's up.
So, you know, but that's what it is with that. But, you know, like I say, you know, Steppin is my love, it's my heart, it's my soul.
Well, you ready to make love to that thing, ain't you?
I make love to Steppin when I'm out there on that
floor. So, Mr. Burt, Mr. Josiah Burt, the gentleman that I like to refer to as a master stepper, master instructor. Now, that offends some people. I don't give a damn, because I've not met a gentleman yet that's been able to articulate this dance and bring together what people can claim as old school and new school. And I'm happy to say that I know that this man is capable of doing it, because he just showed it to me, and I know what I'm looking at, and that's the difference. So with that said, my man, Mr. Burt, and I want to also say that I appreciate the time that I've been able to have you on this show, and we had an opportunity to chop it up about your upcoming projects, man, and the things you got going on. So I'm looking forward to hearing what else you have to say, and I'm glad to have you right here in the studio with me, live and in living color. So tell us what's to come.
I don't know right now what's to come, but like right now, everything is on hold for whatever we're doing because of the virus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So everything is kind of on hold. Only thing you can do now is prepare. Get prepared for what's gonna come up. We're just trying to work on some class stuff to put things together, to try to get people on one accord for as the dance is concerned. Try to go across the country to get everybody on one accord when it comes to teaching. You know, give people actually what they need in the dance versus what people assume they need. So that's what we're trying to do. But right now everything is on hold.
All right, well, we can't argue with that. Okay, so with that said, that is a perfect segue into what my next question is, and I want each and every one of you to address this question in your own words. Let's start with Kevin. With this coronavirus.
Who's Kevin?
I'm sorry, the ambassador. My bad, ambassador. In terms of this coronavirus and what we're dealing with globally, how do you feel about the Steppin community in general as it pertains to that, and what do you think we should do? And I'm speaking to all of you, of course. I want you to think about what I'm saying. How do you all feel about that in regard to what we do on a regular basis and the thing that we love the most? I don't know about the most, but the thing that we love so much and that we all want to continue to dance. And a great exhibition of that is the fact that we got it in last night in Houston. We got it in all day today here in San Antonio, and we didn't bat an eyelash. So,
well, my opinion, I'm sure it'll be different. It'll be a little different from others because I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm living outside the bubble, meaning that I'm still taking precautions. You know, I didn't wash my hands so much, they rusty. I need some more sanitizer and some lotion. But yeah, you have to take precautions because
water in Texas, bro.
Yeah, because we don't really know, the ramifications of really what's going on. So you have to take precautions for and not for your safety, for others as well. But in my opinion, I think we should, live outside of the bubble and keep coming out, keep stepping, keep coming out to dance, keep enjoying life itself. Just keep enjoying life, keep doing what you've been doing, but take the precautions as well.
Wash your damn hands, people.
And not just that, wash anything, stuff that we should do on a normal basis anyway. Right,
absolutely.
But, just, live life like there's no tomorrow, because that is not promised.
Fantastic.
Well, y'all heard of the term conspiracy theory, right?
Uh-oh. Come on.
I'm a conspiracy realist. So, I do a lot of studying. I've done a lot of studying in my life on spiritual things and actually global things. And it's just a global shift because I think the world need a shake up and try to get the world as one. So in my estimation, in my guesstimation, I'm just thinking that this virus is a way to basically usher in a new world order. And basically it's going to be a cashless society. They're going to get rid of cash. They're going to get rid of all the borders as we know it. They're going to bring in the United Nations. They're going to control this world with one government, one spirituality, I don't know which religion it's going to be, and one financial system.
And the question becomes, where does that leave Steppin?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If they go over 30 days with a quarantine, and from us as a people, we've been through so much oppression throughout the ages, it really doesn't affect us as far as mentally because we've been through so much. We're going to come out and party. After 30 days, Alicia, we're going to come out and party anyway. Yeah, we're going to get
the grand ballroom on Thursday.
That's right.
Hey, you know what, though? Let me say something.
Go ahead, Joe.
Let me say something what Iary saying. Just like the ambassador said, we want to live life.
That's right.
But at the same time, we got to be smart.
That's right.
Now, this Steppin thing, it's kind of global. It's across the country. It's across the country. So what we got to realize too, at the same time, not just your own safety, but the safety of others. It's a lot of parties are starting to being canceled. So a lot of times we got to get to the point too. Is it really about the dance, or is it really about people's personal gain? Because you start looking at, because it's some people that do this thing from their heart.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? From their heart.
Right. I think everybody in this room is that way.
Yeah. If you look at Steppaganza, man, that he invented that to pay homage to those who came before. Yeah, he set a hell of a bar. He set that everybody trying to reach now. But the point is, everybody's coming from across the U.S. from different backgrounds, from different walks of life. We don't know what everybody deal with on a daily basis. Just like I said, you don't know, tomorrow's not promised to you. You want to have a good time, but at the same time, you want to be smart.
Right.
You know, right now, we need to do what the government asks us to do first for this. Let's get past this 30-day thing first, and then we can go from there. That's why I said we don't know how things gonna roll or how it's gonna work, but we want to be smart on what we do. We don't want to give people the wrong impression. Like we said, we ain't forget what the government said. Let's just keep stepping going across the country. No, be smart on how. I'm not saying don't stop stepping. Now that's not what I'm saying. But we still have to be smart on how we do things. Is what we want to do.
Absolutely. DJ Stretch, what you thinking, man? Tell me what's on your mind.
That's basically some of everything that they said. I mean, it's really kind of hard to follow behind us, other than just, you know, I'm about the people.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'm about the people. When you're about the people, then I'm looking at. Then we're talking about cleaning hands and washing this and that. That's something you should have been doing all your whole life.
Absolutely.
But when people, when you talk to the people, they start merging and getting in their head. Well, what we gonna do? And if you got real promoters and real people that's just telling you exactly that we need to do this, we got to wait 30 days or 60 days, you need to do that or whatever, this and another. But some folks, it's about the money. It ain't about the stepping.
Right.
It's about the money.
So many of them in the game these days. It's almost tragic.
And see, the money make you a sucker. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Money make you a sucker. So if you ain't about the people, you about the money, your stuff gonna fall anyway.
And we see that happening time after time. The examples are many.
It's gonna fall anyway. So if you about the people, it's all good. I discussed with Iary. I told Iary, the first thing I told Iary about when people say heavy hitters, I told them that's us, because we the one pay the money to get an event. We do all this stuff. We the heavy hitters.
That's right.
Everybody pay the money.
Everybody pay their money. The heavy hitters.
Yeah,
you
right.
spending your money.
Right.
You a heavy hitter.
That's right.
Just because you dance good, I don't care about that mess.
Well, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, like you said, because maybe we need a correction in the stepping promotion, you know, and this is the correction, because what it'll do, it'll wash all the pretenders out as far as promoting.
Right.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah, you heard the first thing Iary said when he first started. He said, we gonna do stepaganza after we see what the government is saying first. Right. So he put the priority out there before he put his dance out there. You see what I'm saying? So you can tell when somebody's honest about what they doing and what they trying to keep going. You know what I'm saying? For a stepping is concerned. It ain't the first thing he said was like, well, we're gonna make sure we got plenty of hand sanitizer, soap and water for y'all to be there. He didn't say that. He said we're gonna see how the government gonna work this for us from 30 to 60 days, and if everything is good, then we gonna get it in.
And here's the other thing: you don't even know if we gonna be doing this.
You ain't lying.
I'm talking on microphones, on paper. You don't know if that's gonna shut down or not. You even know that's gonna pop up.
I don't even know martial law gonna kick in.
Right, you don't know.
That's right.
I did. I've done a couple of shows, and in fact, my blog bmforbes.com, I wrote an article about this actually about 2 years ago, and I talked about people's lack of knowledge and the ability to survive through a pandemic or a catastrophic event in this world, rather, let alone this country. And just the fact that we take so many things for granted. You know, right now you go in the grocery stores, people can't buy cleaning products, people can't buy toilet paper and things like that. And so what we don't really realize is that, and I have a trucking company. I haul groceries. My company, my trucks haul groceries every day for the major grocery store chain here in Texas. And what people don't understand is that several of them trucks don't make it to the grocery store, you can think you're going to go to the store and get a bunch of stuff. But let me tell you, you take for granted the fact that you can go to the store. Will, you a truck driver, you understand, you haul freight every day. You know when them trucks start moving, baby, ain't nothing shaking.
It's over.
Ain't nothing shaking. You know, but the leaves on the trees, you can forget about everything else you thought about. That includes gas. Everything we receive in this country come by truck.
That's right.
Period. And that's just one of those things that we take for granted. And like you said, the electricity might get cut off tomorrow.
That's right.
Doing these lives, you want to be able to charge your cell phone. Right. How many people actually got a generator at their house?
I got a generator. I got one.
Well, me too. But I'm just saying,
No fuel.
Right. And then you gotta have fuel to put in the generator.
Wow, there you go.
You know, there's so many things that we don't even think about. You know. And so, and I appreciate, like you said, Joe, I appreciate you pointing out the fact that, Irish priority is absolutely that we're going to see what they say before we decide what we're going to do with this dance. And I personally have encountered many, many, many individuals in this dance that for some unknown reason seem to think that they're gonna get rich off this dance. Which, by the way, segues me into my next thing.
We talked about that.
And one of the things that I want to ask each individual about this, as it pertains to this dance. How do you feel? Because I happen to know that everybody in this room, except of course you, Mr. Ambassador, are people who we all grew up, born and raised Chicago style, and we now live outside of the city. And in living outside the city, we have an opportunity to see things that other people who are from the city don't see and that they take for granted. And so with that said, how do you feel? I want to start with Josiah about your experience outside of Chicago and the attitudes of people and the way some of them seem to think they're going to get rich off of stepping, and versus the people that we know from home and what we remember from back in the day of going to sets and it didn't cost you nothing. And then the ones that cost you, what was it? What was it? $1 to get in and 50 cents with a plugger. y'all remember? Yeah, $1.50. You know, and you know, we was in somebody's basement and that type of thing. From where we are from then to now, with a lot of people who are not from where we're from, how do you feel about their attitude toward the ability to try and generate a sort of an income from this? Yeah,
hot seat. In the hot seat, baby. In the hot seat.
You want me to answer?
I got it. I just said he had to ask me that question.
Y'all see that red chair? He said,
I'm like, hey, look here, check this out. Let me say this. I left home in '80.
All right.
So I've been across the country, the world, everything. Before the dance came out. Even tried to take it out myself with experience with guys. When we experiencing different dances from different states and stuff like that, they look out there and like, oh, we ain't doing that, man. That's kind of gay. But anyway, the point is, looking at how it is across the country, and they talking about making $1. Well, they were taught by the guys from Chicago, because what was put out to them was this dance was created by hustlers and gangsters and pimps and stuff, and everything is money, money, money.
Right.
So the guys that left Chicago figured out like, hey, we can make some money with this, and that's exactly what they did. So now everybody that understands this culture was taught this culture from people from Chicago. Whether they taught it to them the right way or the wrong way, they picked this culture up from the people from Chicago. So their attitudes, the way they think about this dance, like people say, well, you know, stepping is a way of life. Me personally, I don't know about it being a way of life. But it was a part of our life, and it was a lot of good times that we had growing up. But they have made it to be like a lucrative way of getting money. I guess when it started, and that's why you like Iary was just saying about promoters. Everybody wants to throw a party, and they'll say, well, it ain't about the money. That's okay in your city. If it ain't about the money, they want you to do it for free.
Like we do here.
But they don't do that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So money, and don't get me wrong, if a person has a skill set to make money, make money. That's what America's about. Free enterprise. Everybody trying to get their money. I got that perfectly.
You can't knock the next man hustle.
No, you can't. But at the same time, you don't want your hustle to become hustling people.
There you go. Now you just said a mouthful.
You know what I'm saying?
There.
There's nothing wrong with her. If you got a legitimate hustle and you doing things, I mean, don't get me wrong. Steppin has created a little income for some people in what they doing. I mean, it's like it's like a smaller Hollywood among Steppin. You got people that's considered to be celebrities and people doing it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Like the people in this room.
No, I don't know. Hey, I look like this here. Let me say it to you like this here. I look at Iary for what. Listen to me now. For what he's done.
His contribution.
For Steppin.
Right.
You know when you say legend and heavy hitter and all that kind of stuff, pioneer.
Right.
You take somebody like Iary. Why? Because he gave back.
That's right.
To what it actually is.
I wouldn't even say gave back. I would say he just gave.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me. When you get into something like we had this coming up as a kid, but he got put in a position where he can introduce it to other people. pay homage to people who came before him and did these things. That's giving back. People that throw events now and call themselves promoters, they take his blueprint and do what they do. People trying to throw picnics, barbecues, bowling, skating. Iary was the one that started doing all that stuff first. You see what I'm saying? But he was doing it trying to get out Lifetime Achievement Award, red carpet, all that. So
all access passes.
Hey man, look here.
He set the bar.
He set the bar. But what I'm saying, not only did he, exactly swagging leg, there's a lot of things that came from Iary. So the thing, what I'm saying is, he put himself in position to be where he's at by giving back versus trying to take all the time. And you have a lot of people out here that's trying to take. That's all they do. Iary don't stand up and say, well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, all this here. Iary try to give back and get and recognize other people. Absolutely. Just like we were just sitting there with Neville. He said, Neville, don't forget it about the radio station.
Right.
He let everybody remember what he wants you to remember the things that open doors for us to put us in the position that we're in. So when you look at other people, they learned this culture from people from Chicago. One of the best examples is what Iary done. If you're gonna learn something about our culture and our dance, and Iary is the best example for that. But when you look at the money part and how guys are traveling across the country teaching the dance and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with it. If you have the skills and the ability to do it, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you just out hustling people and you saying, well, I'm only teaching what I know, well, first of all, make sure you know something before you go to run around telling I'm only teaching what I know, because whoever says you know anything.
Nah.
You know, people run around the corner, they go 2, 3, 4 classes, all of a sudden they instructors. And I understand that. But if you just doing it to make money, get you somebody that can teach you to dance first. Right. So when you do make your money, you at least giving the people what you say that you're gonna give them.
Well, you know, now, and you make valid points, but I want to say this, and this is something that I've run across that I think that annoys the hell out of me, and I ain't gonna lie, it does. But you have people out here, they call themselves instructors, who refuse, in my opinion, to accept what you just said about finding people that can actually teach them what they need to know in order to do this dance or even teach this dance properly. And their egos are so big sometimes that they run around and they are, in my best opinion, hustling people. And while being from where we from, we all know the rules. It's a code. You know, you don't knock the next man hustle. And it's a shame that we even have to call it that. And in fact, we end up in a situation where these people, we know they're hustling people. We don't say nothing about it. And we all, I think, and at the same time, we end up giving the game a black eye. How do we continue to allow this to happen without somebody stepping up? And this is one of the reasons why I've been so adamant about us forming some kind of understanding or bond or some type of way to unify. I don't want to call it that. Some kind of way for us to unify this dance in a way that allows us to have that sort of structure where we eliminate that type of thing. And I know that's something you've been working on.
Well, it has to be some type of organized union, first of all. Right. Because not just with the instructors, with the disc jockeys as well.
Now I agree with that.
Because of the underhand stuff. Yeah. You know, it's without union, there's no control.
True,
right?
True.
There's no control.
Chaos.
Yeah. When there's no order, there's always chaos.
Very true.
We had a guy. It's a guy. They're saying he owns Chicago Steppin now, and it's a lot of controversy about it. No, there's a lot of controversy about it because when people don't know something, they assume everything else. So from that perspective, but only thing I did, what I did.
You said assume.
Assume.
And that means what? Ass out of who?
All of that. What he just said. All of what he just said. But what I'm saying is just like the ambassador just said, you gotta have order. Right. It's got to sound somewhere. And the order really is going to have to come out of Chicago.
No, I agree with that. It should come out of Chicago.
The reason I'm saying that because
it actually may not, but it should.
But this is why I'm saying that because I talked to Reggie Miles and a few other guys. They were talking about trying to form some things together and put things in writing to get things in order.
Some structure.
Okay, yeah. I had already copywritten the dance itself, and I didn't like try to get on the horn and try to, I did this. Everybody talked about we're gonna let somebody take our dance from another ethnicity. Well, it's too late. They can't. It belongs to Chicago. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Chicago.
And while you right there, let me just interject. You actually have a structured format that is in the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here. I'm telling you straight up that this man has what other people claim they have and do not. You can look it up for yourself. Now go ahead.
But I want to give it Reggie Miles, them guys that was boppers and talking about walking, and they talking about trying to form some type of union thing. What we need to do, that's why I was in the process of doing, is trying to certify instructors to be able to go across the country and actually teach with a certification.
That can be recognized by people who actually want to learn this dance properly. I also trademarked
the term Chicago Steppin Academy and have it in a notary seal to even make a certificate. So I trademarked it. So when we actually start this, if a person is coming to your city as an instructor, then they need to have some paper to show you that they are certified to be able to teach your people. That means he'll be qualified to teach you everything you need to build your city. Because see, the thing of it is, when you teach people this dance, you're supposed to be getting cities to be able to certify them so they can maintain, just like if you built a company and you went out and made small branches. Well, you set your companies up for success, not for failure. So when people go out and teach these other cities, they go in for a weekend or whatever, and you show them one or two things, they're not going to remember too much of nothing. So you need instructors from these different cities to be able to maintain and be self-sufficient to be able to build their own cities.
And they won't be those instructors who have those endless lessons that last 89 years at $10 a week.
Don't they have stepping classes in colleges now, junior colleges?
Maybe in Chicago.
They say they do,
Not
but what they
else.
show you is like the 8 count, and that's about it. But they don't give you a whole basically curriculum to build. Because the thing of it is like this: it's like just like go to school. You graduate from school. You have some people who call themselves what they call career students, but they just there to be there. Yeah, exactly. So in this dance, you have to have a start and you have to have a finish. And what I mean by that is when it comes to the basic understanding of the dance, I mean, everybody's own creativity grows and goes on for I don't know how long. But it has to be a point to a person can say, okay, they don't need no more help for their foundation of things in the dance. They can just look at whatever they need and add it to the dance like we did when we was growing up. We got to a point, all we had to do was watch you do something once or twice. Got it. I'm going to go home and practice this. So the thing of it is, once you teach people with that basic understanding and get their groundwork laid, their fundamental foundation, then they should be, and if you explain it to them and teach it to them, not show it to them, they should be able to go out and see things and know how to add it to their own dance. But they're not getting that.
Right.
So that's what we're supposed to go to Chicago. That's why thing's going to be on hold. We're supposed to go to Chicago and start talking about how to form something to make this happen. And one of the best ways to do it, we're going to try to put people on there from each era of the dance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People from the 70s, people from the 80s, people from the 90s, stuff like that. And the reason I'm saying like this, they have to pick the right people. Not just it, because like I say, I grew up streets of Chicago.
Right.
Hustlers is hustlers.
Period.
If you not happy, and the way I'm looking at it, if you're not,
you ain't.
I'm gonna say something that Iary said, even from I guess you'd say a spiritual perspective. If you want something to be done right, and you want something good to come from it, then do it the right way. Don't come in with an undertone. Don't come in trying to be slick. Make it work where it's gonna benefit the people themselves.
Right.
Let the people know we trying to set you up. Well, once we teach you, that you'll be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You ain't got to keep going to workshops and classes all the time. There's nothing wrong with workshops. That's not what I'm saying. To be able to get you a skill set and make yourself better, but your basic foundation will be good. You know what I mean?
Even with the can't be free, quote unquote. I've heard Mr. Iary tell people that I'll explain to you what I do with Steppaganza.
Right.
Not trying to be the only one to do what he's doing. He said, I'll do it.
He said, I'll
tell him. He said, just call me. I'll tell you.
I'm gonna call Iary the Steppin philanthropist.
Actually, man,
Steppin philanthropist.
actually, there's so much we can do with this thing. First of all, when y'all talk, there's several points. I want to talk about the hustle. First of all,
Go ahead,
if you're gonna hustle somebody, why hustle your own people?
man.
So my thing is this: the reason I set up Steppaganza the way it is because if I'm going to go out here and do all the legwork, get all the people to come to Steppaganza, fill up them hotels won't pay me. I'm not going to let y'all pay me. I'm going to let them hotels pay me.
Exactly.
That's right. You get money from
because
them.
they are benefiting greatly because we don't own hotels.
Right.
So at least I'm going to make them foot the bill for y'all admission fee.
Yes, sir.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, you got the master formula.
But the problem
give
is,
it away.
Yes,
But
sir.
give it away.
Does give it away.
I'd give it away, and I'd have promotional boot camps when I go out of town,
Now-
and etiquette boot. That's where we come with this academy.
Now that just goes to show you when a man that handed you the blueprint and willing to give it to you for free and you won't follow it, yeah, your building gonna fall. But go ahead.
So what happens is when you take on this blueprint, then you have to have the utmost confidence in yourself and your sales skill because you got to put all your money up front. So you got to make an investment yourself.
Right.
See, the way the blueprint of Steppin is right now, their investment come from the people first, from pre-sale tickets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But see, what I do is I invest in myself because I'm confident that I'm going to get them people there.
Hey, Iary, let
Yes,
me say
sir.
something real quick. See, this is what people see. People go to Steppaganza and they look at how everything is going and the parties are jumping off and we're in the hotel lobby and they ain't never seen that before and it's going down. But what they don't understand is where he came from to make that happen.
Yes.
He didn't come out and say, bam, Steppaganza exists. Like he said, he had confidence in himself. He had to go through some hills, some valleys, and some trials and failing, and this is the results of having perseverance.
Had to grow that thing.
And also, like you said, I went through the pitfalls where they don't have to go through them. See,
There you go. You
Yeah.
already
I'm
done
giving
the
it to
homework.
them. Now,
My man.
let's go with the academy part. The academy part is what we have a tendency to do is we think that every great stepper is a great teacher.
We.
You know?
You
know
got
that
some
ain't true.
guys that might not be able to be the great dancers, but they're a hell of an instructor
Yeah.
because they're real technical.
Illustrated.
You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys that's a technical guy. I might not dance well. I'm not going to win a contest, but I can teach and I can put a structured program together because I have done it for HBCUs. Because
Yeah.
one of the HBCUs wanted a structured stepping class at their university.
Yeah.
So I had to. What was the stepping etiquette and all that was born from that program. See, I had to have a history of stepping, history of the music, history of the stepping etiquette, the actual blueprint of the pattern.
Yes.
We're not going to call it the 8 count because you can 8 count it any kind of way, but it's a basic pattern.
Basic 8 steps.
Yeah. So
Iary,
Yeah.
let me right quick. I have a question from one of my Facebook watchers here.
Okay.
And I want to address this right quick since we're on that subject,
Okay.
but I want you to continue with your thing. Barbara Lee Kuntz, she says she has so many questions. How are you going to do your certifications? New school certification and old school certification. How are you going to determine costs? And how will this be accredited? How will you benefit from certification and non-certified people still will teach? Now, this is something we've discussed before, and I want you to just elaborate on that right quick.
Okay.
Without good, don't you just do it, but you ain't got to get into the complete details of it, but break it down so that everybody out here really understands what we're talking about here.
That's just like we were talking about before. If you have a certification, then that's how you basically check a person's resume or who you're going to have coming to your city to teach. But now, I went to different colleges, dance colleges, and Chicago Steppin, falls under a ballroom title, because people understand ballroom is not just a dance. Ballroom is set up where you have tango, salsa, waltz, all that stuff falls under the ballroom category.
Right.
But stepping is not on that level. So I talked to them and asked myself, well, how can I get certified to be able to certify people? They said, well, the best thing that you could do, they said you have to standardize, format the dance itself to make yourself the subject matter expert, and write it down and try to put it, get it copywritten. I said, well, I did that already, put it in the Library of Congress. They said, well, you put yourself in position to be what I said, because somebody has to be the first. Yeah. So what we're doing now, that's why we're trying to, I guess, form a committee and get people together. So we go, so we can stand down the thing. But just like brother Ambassador said, ain't gonna be no coalition. but we gonna get something together what's gonna benefit steppers across the country, right. and we'll be the first to be able to do. Like I said, our dance came from us. Our certification is gonna come from us.
But when you say coalition, guys from Chicago hear that and they be like, coalition, okay.
And again, we say it won't be no coalition.
Well, you know what? And with that said, one of the next question from the same person is that, is there any concern that this will turn people away? Because we all know that a lot of people seem to reject a certain level of organization because they just want to dance. They want to pretend like it's just dancing. It ain't a big deal.
Absolutely, people will turn away.
But
exactly. But the ones who have turned away in the past
always come back. But see, and one of the things about that Josiah and I have had this conversation at length, and one of the things that he and I both realize is that this is not an overnight process. This is going to be a thing where people will have to. There's going to have to be some groundwork laid in order for people to actually respect what the work that he's put in, to the degree that once they've seen it work. And that's what's going to be required. Once they've seen that it works, then they will say, "Okay."
Respect structure.
Yeah.
Exactly. But everybody's not going to just conform immediately, and we all understand that, and that's why I respect the process that he's going through. Right.
And this is the thing too. Like I said, I already put together contracts to teach students. I put contracts together to teach instructors how to teach everything they need. So I'm basically finished a lot of the stuff that we doing too, because just like Iary mentioned something, and I would say this: a person that calls himself an instructor, first thing you need to know the history of the dance first. Second thing, you need to know the music. You know what I'm saying? Then you understand the dance, the difference between the original and the old school. You need to understand the importance of the fundamentals of the dance. So it's a lot of things that you need to teach a person. That's the fifth thing. I can show you that. Wrote it down because I learned that from Iary.
I think they got to be a people person the first time.
Well, but that's part of that's a part of teaching. Because like I said, a lady sent me a test from the dance college, because I asked her for it. And it tripped me out because some of the questions it have on there. It said, what if you have two people in your class, watch this, that are starting or trying to date? How do you handle that situation? I'm telling you what, I can show it to you. It's on there because they have like situational questions. What if a person's hygiene is bad? It's all kind of stuff they had on there. So it's a lot of things. If you're going to call yourself an instructor, are you just there trying to get money, or are you actually trying to do something? You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's a lot of things that go into being an instructor. I mean, it's school. It's school.
When you saw that, I'm sure.
I was like, what? Yeah.
Let's talk about this, because on my show, I cover insurance.
Which is something real important right now.
Well, it's part of it, but see, some people don't know that having insurance is part of being an instructor, part of having a building, part of teaching.
You start in trouble right now.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Because like
look at the events that have been canceled over the last week.
You gotta have the insurance.
You better have it.
DJs gotta have insurance.
Just like now, we're going through this thing with the coronavirus, right?
Right.
So a lot of people playing events, right? So they didn't put all this money out here.
The microphone.
They didn't put all this money out here, right? So if they don't have insurance, they lost.
And they got to pay
because you
all their money
can't.
back.
Every state.
Don't say they lost.
No, they lost.
Let me.
Don't say they lost. You can't get sued if you have an event and
That's
people
right.
get sick.
That's right.
So don't forget that part.
Well, let me intervene
No.
one second,
What I'm
because
saying is this: because each state right now, they're like, okay, as most you can have in a building is 500 people. That's federal law.
Well, it depends on the venue.
No.
You talking about during this virus thing?
Right now.
During this virus thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more you can have in any one building is 500 people.
They better change that now.
That's get ready to
And that's going to drop.
Yeah.
It said
250.
Is that 250?
Yeah, here in
say
Texas, I believe it's 200.
The lady Cian in Indianapolis, she has an event supposed to be coming up next weekend.
It's
Richard
canceled
Herb's Facebook
already
page. You can read it on his page. He said that if she canceled her event, the Embassy Suites wanted to charge her $39,000.
$1,000. Yes. And it's like, and that's why I was speaking on insurance.
So,
as far as your
so
event.
she couldn't cancel
But the state-
the Embassy Suite.
had to cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
And that's
if she
based
still
on
lost her money or
local
not.
law, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But no. She's going to have to take that to court
No.
to retrieve.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what happened
They probably give
after.
her credit because the way it's like you said, when they start shutting down the
No
NBA and all
actual
that kind of
refund.
stuff. The hotel, a lot of times when they talk about these people are shutting down their parties, no, hotels. If they're in a hotel, these hotels are shutting these parties down because they fall under the law of the state. You see, so those are things that people gotta look at. But like you just saying, when you start talking
And
about
the
insurance,
liability, like you said, with people getting sick.
Yeah.
Hell, we had our usual Friday spot that we normally go to. We ended up not going to on Friday because they shut down. They were like, "Oh no, we closed." We had to move that thing over just for people to get.
What this?
See, I wasn't trying to make it hard. My thing is this right here. Now, all the events we go to now, even we do step against. Now, I didn't say we had to have nurses and everything, but they'd be there. But they there.
Yeah.
In case something, they there.
Right.
We didn't say we had to have them there, but they there. I'm
called
talking
being
about to the knucklehead that throw an event that don't care nothing about this.
Well, see,
don't care nothing about the folks.
I guess they're not listening to everything Iary is putting out to them.
That's why. That's why somebody like me to
blueprint.
Well, there's still cost involved.
Right.
When you hire nurses and security and everything, disc jockeys and stepping instructors, that's cost, man.
Yeah, but see, cost.
It ain't
cost.
I don't think I can't name. I ain't gonna say that. A few promoters do care.
Okay.
But when there's cost involved,
Well, see, cost shouldn't matter where you deal with a lot of people.
yes.
Well, look at it like this. The state mandates you guys get insurance for your cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
They allow you to get insurance. Now it's a mandate to get insurance for your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Obamacare brought that into
Right.
play.
Yeah.
Right.
So anything that want to protect the safety of you and the other people, it's going to protect you in the long run anyway, even if you don't have to use it.
Right. Just have it.
Yeah.
Again.
So my thing is this: as step against, I'm not scared to tell anybody. I'm transparent. We got $1 million policy over there every year.
I ain't want to tell you.
$1 million policy. Y'all know how much that costs us? Because we don't want to get sued out the yin yang because you got some people that's shiesty. They'll fall on purpose and hurt themselves.
Trying to think how I can break my ankle.
That's right. That's right. So you know what I'm saying? So
Not at step against though.
I can slip on a piece of ice.
That's right.
But not at step against.
So basically, you got all of that stuff that comes into play that drives up the price of your party. And like I said, it's just a lot of factors, man. And they're throwing a set, and you can't just throw a set and not have these things covered because I'm telling you.
But now, when it comes down to the set and event, that's cool. I'm talking about having these private classes.
Right.
And you ain't got no issue. You in the building. You ain't, what you gonna teach them? Put the sign up there.
No, this is what you do because we do it. We've been. That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's a contract.
It's a contract.
That makes people liable for themselves.
Right.
Well, no, it's a way. You can put a waiver in there, and when it come to when you first come to your class, you had a waiver there. and they either sign a waiver, they're saying
At your own risk.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah,
And if they sign it, then they telling you that if anything happens, they got themselves covered because we don't have them covered at the class.
Right. Exactly. That's how you have to do it. But see, that's the thing about becoming legitimate in what you do.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of the things that factor in, which a lot of people don't want to deal with. Because like I said, even though these people are going to these different places, and they doing workshops and different things, they have places that you can get insurance for a weekend. With different things.
Right.
Yeah,
it's on Google. You can Google it.
Since he went to insurance,
Y'all still talking about the common denominator.
that's right.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Since
But they
he
got to be
And
willing to spend.
I'm glad y'all said
They got to be willing to spend the money on their stuff. If you ain't got, if you doing this stuff, and you know what you're doing, if you can't spend no money on yourself, I ain't fooling with you.
Right.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That's it.
And
We can't
while
teach me
While
nothing.
we at that place right there, we have a comment that says, to me, it seems a lot of this is about money, not the love of the dance. We got, wait a minute, let me get this up. Instructors charging more than a college course an hour. How is this any different? That's
Let's talk about.
Let's talk about that.
Hold on.
The hustle.
This may get pretty pricey just for learning and getting certified. Then you add the cost of attending events. How can we move to this structure and keep the cost down?
Let me say this. Let me say that. Let me say this right here. Let me say that they have to. They're gonna charge them now.
Well, you know, I think a lot of instructors will price themselves out of the market.
But look, they're gonna charge them now anyway. You want to know why? Because the game is messed up.
Yes, it is.
You understand what I'm saying?
The whole thing.
They done
is
ran
about
around the country and
correcting
started
the game.
charging folks money, this and another, when it used to be
Free.
Look,
You understand what
It
I'm
costs nothing for me to learn this dance.
me and Keith Hubbard talk about this 12 years ago. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's going to stop. It's going to stop soon, even with this coronavirus. Because one thing that these people don't have, instructors and stuff don't have, is a business. They haven't made it a business legitimately. So now the IRS is going to get in
I was
on it.
going to hit that.
See, the IRS is going to hit these people. It's going to hit the promoters, and it's going to hit those instructors.
Well, see, I talked
They
about that
better
on my show.
become a
Especially
legitimate
the promoter,
business.
you know, like I'm the type of person. Trust me, bro. With my businesses, I write off every
That's
damn
right.
thing, and I can
That's
tell you
right.
right now, if I paid for you to come to this city to do anything, if I paid you to be a part of my event, you best believe
That's
it's
right.
going on there.
That's right.
That's the expense.
So what you can become a sole proprietorship. At least you got yourself covered.
Right.
A lot of these people ain't even into. They ain't even got it a business.
Now you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Anytime you deal with that promissory note, that belongs to the government.
Yeah.
Once you start dealing with that stuff, they come right on it.
Once you start doing
That
their
promissory
dollar,
note, that
that's
dollar,
right.
they come right on in and get
And
that,
that's why
and they
the
can.
legitimacy of the dance. Once you start making things legitimacy, it brings the government into it.
That's right.
And
People
they
not
can come
understanding
in.
that.
That's right.
But that's what you would want, unless you want to keep getting beat out your money.
That's right.
Because like the person just said, well, they price themselves out by for one private, which is an hour. Well, people, depends on who you are, they'll charge you 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, however much they can figure they can get out of you for that 1 hour.
Right.
And just like the lady, back to that question that the lady asked about, you know, the cost of being certified and things and then things like that. Well, I looked at it from a college perspective. I went up to a couple of schools and I asked people, I said, so how long is a college semester? She said about 3 months. 3 to 4 months. So I added up how many days a week would they go to class. It could be 3 days a week, 2 days a week, or whatever. So I went on the 2 day a week thing for 4 months. So that was a total of 16 weeks, 2 days a week. That'll be like 64 hours that I calculated.
So in dollar-wise, how much is that per capita?
Well, okay, but see, the thing of it is depends on the course. You can pay like $700-800 for a course for that semester. And that's how I looked at it from that perspective.
Right.
Because somebody asked me a question. They said, Joe, how much you going to charge? And I gave them a price, how much I charge to certify. They said, man, that's a lot of money. I said, well, let me give you an example. I said, they charge instructor courses, $100 for an instructor course. If they want to give you, if you want to be an instructor, they charge you $100 for an instructor course. But you only gonna get 1 hour like you would in a private.
Right.
So if you took 5 instructor courses, that's $500. So I'm saying even if you took 20 courses, that's $1,000 that you spent for just somebody to dance with you. That's all you getting is somebody dancing with you and say you should have did this, or you should have did that, or you should have been over here, or you should have been on that number. It's what they're giving you.
But why are they concerned about how much this instructor course is costing when they're gonna make a whole bunch of gazillion dollars off of it once it become an instructor?
That's the part I explained to him. You hit it right on the head. I said, first of all, this is a course that's 64 hours. So you're going to get everything you need to be an instructor. Not to go around just teach somebody a jacked up basic and then say this, I'm done. And then once you finish the course, you should be able to maintain your own city and get your money back.
Right. That's right.
That's how it works. That's how it works in this country.
Well, based on what he just said, in my opinion, it started off as a hustle.
It started as a hustle.
If it would have started off in a school,
in a business,
then wouldn't have been no hustle.
Nobody, like I said, it was a street dance that nobody had structure.
Right.
That format.
It started off as a hustle.
Yeah. So we trying to.
They want to keep it a hustle.
Yeah. You have people fighting to keep it a hustle.
Asking, well, how much you charge?
It's too far around the world right now to be a hustle.
Well,
it's still a hustle.
This is what it is. When it first came out of Chicago, when Steppin first came out of Chicago, you gotta understand what Joe said. It started in the hood.
Right.
But out of towners, it started with business people, working people, that class.
Exactly.
So now the people coming out of Chicago said, well, these are working people. We don't deal with working people like that. They got money. So we can actually charge them a charge for this dance. Right. But this is what I say how it should go. This is the way I think it should go. It should go like regular school. Right. When you're in kindergarten and 1st through 8th, how much do you got to pay to go to school? Nothing. So beginners should be free, all across the board. Teaching beginners should be free. Now you're in high school, what you got to pay for? Maybe cap and gowns and all that. Take a little charge on intermediates. Intermediates get a little charge on it. And then when you go to advanced or college, that's when you charge them the most. Right. That's the way it should. That's the tiers it should go.
See, you can't start there because whoever's teaching the kindergarten has to learn first.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is to grow the community. To grow the community, you got to start from the beginning. But they shouldn't be charged as much as somebody that's taking advanced courses. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Even if you got to charge.
Well, I mean,
but the way it is now, a beginner could go into private and they got to pay the same price as a person that already knows the dance. They just want to get some combinations.
I ain't trying to be funny and disrespect nobody. All right, but a beginner and somebody's supposed to be advanced. Whoever giving the private will give them the same stuff anyway.
That's right.
Gonna give the same exact stuff.
That's right.
Can you do a basic? Right. Let me see your basic.
Right.
All right. Okay, thank you. Let me see your basic.
Right.
Do this one turn.
Right.
All right, get my money.
Right. I've had people when I was doing private.
You can't get around the hustle because it started off as a hustle.
Right. Back when I was doing privates, man, they was only $25 at the time. I stopped doing them because it got out of hand. But back when I was doing them, a person coming to me and didn't know they basic, I either showed them basic, not charge them, or I sent them away to somebody else to show it to them for free. Because I wasn't gonna take the money like that.
On the same note, what Iary just said.
You're a different person, man.
Yeah, check this out. On the same note, Iary said. Listen. That's why I say, when people treat you right, things work for them. Right. Iary try to be fair with the people, and that's why things work. And I try to explain to a person before. I've taught people in the class, and that's what I explained to them. I said, as a beginner, I said, listen to me very carefully. I said, I do not want you. I said, y'all grown ups, you can do what you want to do. I said, but I would advise you as a beginner not to go to workshops or privates yet. Let me get you to a certain point. If not, you'll be giving your money away for free. Just like Iary just said. If he has somebody that doesn't know the basics, he said, okay, I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to help you to get your steps straight for you. So we can, and that's basically what it is. So it's a difference between a class and a workshop. So you need instructors to be able to teach classes.
That's right.
Workshop instructors are teaching advanced stuff. But the problem is the foundation. It's not the workshop instructors. You got workshop instructors that know how to give you these things. When people go to workshops, this is the problem. People go to workshops, a workshop instructor, he don't really have time to explain to you what to do. You're supposed to know that when you come there.
Right.
Because it's not a class.
Right.
What he's telling you is, okay, since you already know your basics, you have a good foundation, this is what we're getting ready to do. Pair up with your partner, let's go, and you get the thing done. But if you don't know these things, you don't know what position you're supposed to be in, how to do these things, then you're going to have a problem. So you need to go back to class before you go to workshop. And that's what the problem is, like Iary saying. I would charge you, but if you don't know nothing, is why you here. You got to get this done first before you try to get all this advanced stuff. And that's what guys do. They want to be advanced.
Well, you know, and it's interesting. You know, I'm reading some of the comments that are coming through, and there seems to be a lot of concern. There's a lot of concerns, actually, because there's a lot of questions that are being brought about because of this topic. But I find it, I think, most interesting that until, and this is what I realize, there's going to always be a lot of questions and there's going to be a lot of confusion until order is put into place. We're going to have, you know, people, you know, structure is something that is a necessity, especially at this point in the game. This dance cannot continue to survive the way that it is, and it's just not going to last. There has to be some point where it's broken down to some real serious understanding and some uniformity about the way the dance is taught. You know, you got all these guys out here that claim they're instructors and they're teaching 15 different things that don't go
said the magic word
with
what
union. You know, right.
Well, let me say this.
Go ahead.
Not just with instructor.
You know, I deal with these people. It's a trust issue for Chicago. Cool, but when people leave Chicago and go to somebody else's state,
this is why I asked you.
Trust issue.
This goes back to the question that I initially asked on this topic. What's your opinion about the way things function outside of the city of Chicago? See,
they got trust. They got trust issues.
The benefit that we have in this room collectively is that we're all from that environment. And we all now are outside of that environment, and we see how people are operating outside of that environment and the way they do things versus the way we did things. So how do you marry the two or get them to understand where we are as a whole in this dance, and where are you in terms of what your perspective and how you deal with what you see versus what you know?
The world largest has set the stage for how the dance goes outside of Chicago. Okay. Whatever the people in the world largest, those are the winners. Then everybody from every city see those people, and those are the people that they bring in to their city to teach them. So they have nothing to gauge it by. So they have to go on whatever they are told until they know better. You see what I'm saying?
So right, because I done heard people say, I want Doc to teach me or Tick to teach me because he won the world's largest.
So that,
see, just because they won don't mean they can teach.
No, it ain't so much of that.
No.
They won honestly.
They was saying,
we're not saying that. I'm just saying,
but people on the outside see these people that win that contest, and they feel like, okay, well. But there's a whole lot of people that never even get in that contest. They will step.
Anybody on that stage?
Okay, we know that. We know that.
We know that.
Yeah, we know that.
The people
listen to me. We know that. And let me give you an example. Even when I was on the block, I never got in the contest because I was never broke. Listen to what I'm saying. Because back in the day, the contest
was about getting money.
It was about getting money. It wasn't about the superiority, who was the best. That was known in the streets. That had nothing to do with the contest. The contest, when you got in the contest, you mean you know it's going to be a battle because they fight for this money.
Right.
They already know who was the best of the best. It's just whoever showed up that night was going to get that money. But that's not the question that you asked. What I'm saying is that's what governs the country.
Outside of Chicago.
Outside Chicago, the winners in the world largest. That's what governs them. That's who they pick, those people off the stage. So those people that come off the stage set the standards on how things will be done. For example, they got a lot of terminology that's not right. I know what they meant because I had to study in order to put things together. They say things that doesn't even work right in school. Even when you talk about music, I'm gonna give you an example. The term skipping a beat. You know,
Ain't
such thing as skipping a beat.
You skip the number, but you can't skip
And
the
see
beat.
what it is when people don't say if music skipped, then you looking at the DJ
right,
like
right,
something went wrong.
right.
Okay,
Put a nickel on your needle.
Right. So that's a. I'm not gonna go into what it actually is, but that's a bad term. But soon as somebody hear that, and instructors hear that, oh, that's a new thing. Okay, yeah. Well, we skipping beats, and all this, and that's how things get started. Like right now, I heard a new thing that they saying now is balancing beats. It sound good, but it makes entirely no sense. But people pick up the lingo from other instructors, and then whatever people say, that's what everybody regurgitates.
The so-called instructor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what everybody regurgitates.
I heard you say, as soon as I get a person or people.
Why you start whispering?
Am I talking loud?
We'll get that mic in his hand.
Hey, that's that 107. That's the wild hunters, baby. But look. Like you said, the only thing I done seen, or the only answers I done seen, came from you. Anybody else got any of them answers? When we gonna start? How we gonna fix all them problems? Only person that came up with the answer is you, that I done heard. And Iary, we gonna let y'all control that? Can we let y'all do that?
It's not the point. No, it's not the point of controlling. It's like when Iary built what he did. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
And it's gonna take time. And just like we just got to talking about. We talking about insurance and FICA and everybody else.
Trust issues.
You have to put, if you want things to work right, then you have to put things together. And I'm putting things together now. That's why we trademark, we copyrighted, we did these things, we formatted, we got it wrote down, we still putting things together. So it's gonna take time to get there. Then we have to find some people that actually want to be instructors. But this is the point. I don't want to build instructors, watch this, who travel across the country, because that's not helping cities that step. We need instructors that actually live in those cities to build the dance.
Right.
We already got guys going across the country.
Yeah.
And you going for a weekend, you really ain't teaching nobody something unless they already understand the dance, where you can teach them a good steps and turns. You see what I'm saying? But you need instructors that actually live in those cities to help build what need to be done.
Hey, okay, y'all check this out. So Snoopy King say, I work for a living and I have a great job, but I also teach. I have a business.
Congratulations.
I have insurance. And you sign in every time you touch my floor, and I give back more than I receive. And yes, you promoters pick and choose who won the world's largest, but don't realize just because you win a contest doesn't mean you can teach. And we now have. Right.
We just basically disagreeing.
He's right.
He's right.
He's right. I mean, he's agreeing.
Because I think I'm a good stepper, but nobody will never call me to say, come teach me.
Man, I saw you last night. I'm trying to get with you now. Just came off a hip surgery.
We have beginners that get in the contest and don't place, but have lessons teaching the following week.
Right.
Wajid Muhammad says, why are you guys not having this meeting in Chicago?
Well,
we are.
We in San Antonio, Texas.
We all here.
Tell him it has to start somewhere.
And this is where it's gonna begin. It's gotta start somewhere,
Well,
like
we
you
need-
said. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this: if in Chicago y'all keep on dropping the ball, if you ain't careful, the rest of us who have left the city and we are residing in other places, but we understand this dance in ways and on levels that many don't. Please believe that we will come together and we will make this thing work, even if it is outside Chicago, because you could take us out of Chicago, but you can't take Chicago out of us. Please believe that.
Let me give you an analogy on instructing. In sports, the greatest players don't become coaches and managers because they are not good coaches and managers. They're just good players.
That's right.
But they're not good coaches and managers. So just because you're a great dancer don't make you a great instructor. Guess who are the coaches and managers of all these teams and all that stuff?
Some of them ain't never played a sport.
The ones who was on the bench that was close to the manager at that time.
Yeah.
And they learned the trade of the manager. Yeah. So in other words, basically, like I said, when they ask for these contest winners that come from out of that on the stage. Matter of fact, that's what's really messed up the out of towners. To me, is the contest because that's the first initial meeting of when they see in Chicago Steppin is the contest and the YouTube videos and all that and the music that's fast and high speed and high energy and all of that, and it jacks the people up on out of town because that's what they want. But everybody cannot be contest driven.
Right.
Everybody
and they are not
want to be in the contest.
Well, what I'm saying is most what out of towners don't understand is they're seeing just a segment of Chicago steppers instead of the whole entire thing because they're just going to the 50, they're just going to certain places where the contestants and stuff be hanging. They don't go to all the other stuff, all the neighborhood holes in the walls and all that stuff where the majority of the steppers are at in the whole city. So that's all they're seeing. They're seeing this high level, high energy, and that's what they want. But everybody's not built to dance like that.
Everybody ain't built to go to them places.
That's it.
But here's
Come to the Grand Ballroom on Thursdays.
Yeah, you come to the Grand Ballroom. Grand Ballroom wide open for everybody.
Here's the understanding that some of the people don't have. They want to learn, as some of the instructors that in the 70s, the 60s. These people, man, they killing me. They're trying to teach the dance. And the thing that people are dealing with now, the 8 count, from 45 years old up to 60, they never lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're not going to be able to go all the way back to, you understand what I'm saying, where you got it from. Where you got it from. It's impossible.
I'm not gonna say it's impossible.
Wait.
I'm with you though, but I know exactly what you're saying. But I'm not gonna say it's impossible because see, I made a statement on Facebook when I said no disrespect to all my homies back in the day, but I made the statement to say that the original dancers can't really teach the dance.
Yeah, you got jumped on for that.
Yeah. They didn't really want to do that, but anyway. But they really don't teach the dance. Back in the day, and let me explain what I'm saying. When we were kids, when we were children, just like kids today, kids don't count when they dance. No. They see what you doing because their mind is an open book, and they do it. Right. We danced 24 hours a day as a kid. We woke up dancing, going brushing our teeth dancing, in the grocery store getting slapped upside your head when your mama for dancing with the buggy, dancing in the bathrooms when the bell rang at school, cross the street at the school store dancing, going to other school. So we dance 24 hours a day. Well, nowadays you got people who got kids, grandkids, mortgages, bills. They ain't got time to dance like that, so they need some type of structure to be able to teach them. So that's what was developed. But then, like I said before, when they got mad at me about talking about what you mean we can't teach, blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, you already said we didn't count. So if you didn't count and you learned it in the street, then you actually don't know what to count.
In order for the dance to continue to evolve, that's why we need new school.
Let me put.
That's why we need new school.
Well, let me put it to you guys this way, because I did an experiment with my class. When they said that you need a count, you don't need a count to teach the stepping. You just need the pattern, because they can count it any kind of way. Matter of fact, I've had professional dancers come to the class and say, "Why y'all starting with 7 and 8 when all dances start on 1?" Everything start on 1. Everything in this universe start with 1. Why y'all ain't counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? You know, so in other words, it's just a lot of things you can teach the dance without numbers.
Right. So all right. So what you saying? You can sit here and say da da
da. You can say left, right, left, right, left,
okay.
right, left, right.
Well, see, and this is exactly what I was saying. And this is the point, because I explained this to people. The number system is there, just like I did time in the military.
Right.
When they taught us how to march, listen to me. They didn't teach us numbers.
I remember.
They didn't teach us numbers.
I remember.
They taught us how to march. But the numbers were put together as a cadence, which is rhythmic.
Right.
Okay. Now this is the thing. Like I just said,
you supposed to
teach the dance, but you using numbers as number association. So what you're doing, you're associating the number with a step. Give me an example. If I say 7, I don't want you to remember the number 7. I want you to remember the step that you do when I call that number.
Right.
So if I say 7, you say this is my start and it's my reset. If I say 1, it's the beginning of my move. If I say 6, it's the end of the move.
Right.
If I say 4, I'm recovering back to the beginning. So that's teaching you how to understand the steps that you take.
Right.
So if you teach them like that and explain to them why you use the numbers, well, people will try to get ahead of you and try to get rid of the numbers and try to learn what to do. But what they do is they say, count. What number you on? No, count. You should be on your 3 and you should be on your 5. Count. So they brainwash you and they don't teach you the dance. They teach you a number system. The number system is good, but it's not the dance.
I hate it.
Right.
Yeah, but see, because
I done danced with so many women who they ain't even heard the song. They count.
But you know why though?
2, 3.
Yeah, but
are you counting? Yes, I am counting.
But that's what I'm saying. Because let me explain something to you. I explained to a couple of people before. They are not following the lead. They're following the count. The lead is supposed, but they don't teach the students how to follow the lead. They teach the students how to follow the count. And it's mainly women. When you dancing with a woman and she's up there, you can see her mouth moving, her focus somewhere else, and she's talking about, I'm trying to find a beat. I said, listen to the music, follow my lead, and I'm gonna take you where I need you to go. But see, the thing of it is, if you don't teach guys
how to lead
exactly what the woman is doing so he can lead her, then he's not going to be able to lead her right, because she's thinking numbers. And even if you teach a guy how to do a combination, he's not leading the woman. He's trying to do the combination. He's trying to do the turn. He's snatching and yanking it all. I mean, they're not teaching the people the way they should.
Let's go to that. We finna piggyback off of that too.
Right.
Why in the heck are all of these instructors out here teaching so many women and not no men? They need to concentrate on
that. The answer.
Sure.
Look. My thing is,
we don't know the answer to that.
Oh yeah, we know the answer.
Well, my thing is, I know the answer. What I'm saying is they don't understand when they teach the lead. That's the most important part of the dance is the lead. You got to teach these leads. When your class start and you got when my class start and I got 20 women and 4 guys, guess what? I concentrate on them 4 guys.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
They're not on the 20 women.
And they need to be.
They're on the 4 guys.
How they say, if you build them, they will come.
That's right.
And that's the biggest thing. But on the same thing Iary just said, like I said, Iary was giving you one of them things to make you say, But this is the thing. I say something a lot of times, and my homeboy, Pony Mac, be like, why you always talking about they don't teach the man? Well, they ain't teaching the man nothing. You what you talking about, man? So let me explain to you what I'm talking about. I came home from the military. I went home. They said, man, the dance has changed. They counting. They doing this right here. Woo, woo, woo. And I said, what? I looked at it and seen what they were doing. Now listen to me. So I went to 5 or 6 different classes. Now right now, I ain't gonna call nobody's name on this note.
You don't get in trouble.
I ain't worried about getting in trouble. But the point is, I went to these classes, and after I got to these classes, check this out. After I got to these classes, I paid my money. I went in and stood on the wall. Those guys, instructors, were busy entertaining the women.
That's right.
They weren't paying attention to us. Some of them didn't say nothing to me in the class. As the instructor.
You spent your money.
Other places would say, do this step right here and step over here. And they giggling and laughing and giving the women turns and spin. Now this was in late 2003. So I'm telling you how this jumped off. My mind frame was, okay, asking for your money back, show you something, or rob them. but I'm old, so you can't do that stupid man. You can't even think like that. No, so it's not right. But that's what I saw. Now I'm gonna say a name, but I went to Donnie Davis' class. I paid my money. I went and stood on the wall. As soon as I got on the wall, Donnie glided over there where I was at in the stove and said, "Why you here?" And I said, "To learn this new thing." He said, "Well, you can't learn it on the wall." And he snatched me off the wall, and I've been going to Donnie class, hanging out with him ever since then. But the point I'm making is, now watch this. Like Iary was talking about sports. You have guys that play. They learn how to play their position. Then you have guys that sit on the bench who learn every position.
That's right.
They learn the offense and the defense.
And sit next to the manager.
And sit next to the manager and looking at the playbook. So guess what I did? I was one of them. I started observing the entire dance. I started reading the playbook. I started understanding. And everywhere I went, it was the same and it's never changed. Especially when it came outside Chicago. See, it's easy to tell a guy in Chicago, I'm going to teach you these basic 8 steps. I'm going to teach you how to do a left and right turn. You got to get the rest of it on your own because you can dance every night in Chicago.
That's right.
Outside of Chicago, you might have a class once a week. And you ain't gonna see no dancing no more. Right. These guys ain't learning nothing. Right. But then you come to their city, and the women is, you dance so great, you so divine, you this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And you give these women in there, you doing trios and all that, and you got these guys standing in the corner doing a stroll. Men ain't finna stay there.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about respect. Let's talk about respect in other cities. When I go to a city, I'm not gonna go to a party, and I'm not gonna go to an event if there is a instructor that is in that city. I want to get with that instructor or who's running this set. Right. I'm not going to come in there like a god, like a stepping god, and rob the community of all. Right well, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get with the guy. Let's just say Joe is running this camp. Joe, my dance is up here, Joe's down here. I'm going to pull Joe to the side. I'm not teaching his students. I'm going to give him the stuff and let him teach the students.
Exactly.
There it is.
Then I'm going to call Pony Mac.
Y'all made it too complicated.
And you're a different guy.
On that note, I want to say, Iary, I want to give you accolades because you did exactly that thing this weekend for us here in San Antonio, and I want to absolutely thank you for that because you were able to come in here and help to make a difference with some of the people here that do instruct, and you got in there and you got in the trenches, man, and you gave it to them, and now they can pass it along. Right. That's called building leaders. That's right. We love that.
That's right.
And what did I say? Yes. Build instructors that take care of their city.
That's right.
Absolutely. That formula is absolute. It's a gem.
Say it again, Neville.
He is a different guy.
You're right.
Well, the problem is you're going to destroy that city if you come in there and you're going to show all what you got, and then if the students that he's got is going to look at him like, what the hell is we paying you for?
And you can't
even teach us nothing. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to destroy the city. You want to teach it to him, give it to him, and let him teach the people.
Iary,
yes, sir.
Chuck James says, those instructors, wait a minute, got away from me there. He said, those instructors are not open to learning from someone that came in after them. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, that came in after them?
Iary, go ahead. You answer and I'll piggyback.
Okay, well, the problem is if an instructor don't want to humble himself to somebody that's over him, then that's on that instructor. I'm saying that's on that instructor because something like he's right. Some of the instructors might. How long you been dancing? Well, I've been dancing 3 years. How long you been dancing? I've been dancing 10.
Just because they've been dancing a long time.
That's my point.
Don't make them effective.
That's my point.
And here's another thing too, like this here. When you say respecting somebody that come in after you, okay? Now, this is from the perspective I'm looking at it the way it should be. Hear me now. It doesn't make no difference who was first. The question is, do you have the ability
and experience
to teach the people everything they need to be successful in the dance? Because, hey, like Chalk said, I'm gonna tell you something Chalk said before. Since he chimed in, Chalk said, I only teach what I know. Right. Well, first of all, when you started, did you know enough to actually teach? Or was you just running off what you learned and was call yourself giving that to him? Because he at the same time, like in school, you don't get a diploma in the middle of school.
If he knew the basics, he knew enough to start teaching.
Hold up. But see, that's the point though. What's the basis? Because 8 steps don't make you no dancer.
You see what I'm saying?
The basic is.
But once here's the problem, and I'm gonna show you something. Here's the problem that a lot of people run into in a lot of these cities. They teach them 8 basic steps, and then they stuck, and these people are lost. I've seen it happen countless times.
Okay, but he asked the question. He said, "Did he know enough to teach. If he know the basics, yeah, he know
okay,
enough.
but listen, the problem.
Okay, so that's where he at.
No. Hold on.
He's advanced now.
Hold on. Advanced now. Hold on. Here we go. That's the problem now. The reason I'm saying this because of what I did. That's the only reason I'm saying this. When people say basics, the majority of people out here in the stepping world don't know what the basics are.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Yeah. 8 steps is not the basics. If I taught you how to do 8 steps and put you on the dance floor, you can't dance with nobody.
Right. Quick interjection right here. Now, he corrected. He said, I only teach. He said, I only teach what y'all taught me.
No.
Josiah Burt.
No, that is not. Okay. Wait a minute. Since he want to call me out, I ain't never taught him anything because he went another route. I'm not going to call that out. But he always said, I only teach what I know. He got on Facebook and said that. But I've not taught him anything. I'm trying to. I'm trying to get him straight, but I have not been able to get with him yet. He's a busy man.
Hey, Brian, this is.
Go ahead, Iary.
When you're talking about basics, Josiah is right. The 8 steps is not the basics. Guess what the basics are? The basics is the pattern. Wait, watch this. No, it's the pattern. It's the left turn. It's the right turn. It's the half left or whatever they want to call that. It's the quarter. It's the reverses. Reverse. All that is the basic. All of the start. All of that is the basic. Basic dance.
That's what the basics.
They got to know how to begin it. All of that stuff.
If you can't do a basic dance on a dance floor, then you don't know the basics.
That's right.
Well, let me.
Okay, well, let me help Chalk out again. If he know the basics,
he knows all of that.
If he know the right hand turn, the left hand turn, and the 8 steps, yes, he can teach.
Yeah, no, we're talking about people.
We didn't say he couldn't teach.
No.
You going somewhere else?
You asked the question.
No,
he
asked the question.
No,
you said that.
No. He asked the question about somebody being able to teach.
Right, but then you said, do he know enough to teach? No. If he know the basics, whatever y'all say.
Brian.
Hold on. Let me
say the basics.
Hold on. Let's get this straight so we don't have no confusion.
Right.
Chalk asked the question about teaching. If somebody's been somebody come and be an instructor, somebody been in longer than him.
Right.
All I said was that if you understand the complete basics, it don't make no difference how long or who came in first.
That's right.
Is what I said.
That's right.
No.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Now, Brian, what was that question? Get back.
You know what?
Get back to that. Go back to that question.
Hold on, because I got a question now. One of his other questions was, when you go to a different city, do you need to check in with all the instructors?
Yes.
Let me say this. I want to say this specifically because I live in a state where there's a lot of turmoil in regard to the different dances that take place here. We have different genres of dance, 2-step, swing out, even Zydeco and stepping, and I'm maybe even missing some. I'm gonna say this. From what I've seen, and in having lived in different cities, Atlanta, Memphis, and a few other places, I'm gonna say this right here. And I've had this conversation. In fact, Josiah and I have had this conversation at length. I believe me and Stretch have had this conversation. My feeling is this, and this goes beyond stepping. When you go into another person's city, I think you owe the people in that city a certain level of respect.
That's right.
You don't just run up in somebody's city and do what you think you want to do. Now, you can do that. It's a free country. You can do it all you want. But if you get met with contention and you get met with some evil stares and maybe even an ass whooping, well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You understand? You don't run up in other people's cities. I'm from Chicago, and I'm gonna tell you, when I left Chicago for the first time, I had a chip on my shoulder. I took my ass down to Memphis. You know, and I'm thinking, oh, ain't nobody down here gonna tell me nothing. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Just because people in different cities don't do things the way you do, don't think you won't get done, because you will. There's a different code for everywhere you go. And if you don't understand the code the way you go, you setting yourself up for failure. And if you don't get met with the welcoming committee that you think you deserve, guess what? That's your problem.
Well, back to Chicago again. Them Chicago cats come on up out of there, man, with that gangster mentality. And I'm from
The
Chicago, and I'm this, that, and other, and woo, woo, woo.
Coalition.
And I can do what I want to do.
Well, the thing of it
Till
is,
they get to that country.
like you just said,
Well, they all came from anyway.
every hold on, y'all. Like you just said, every city has its own playing field.
That's right.
So you can't just come in there.
You don't know what a pothole is.
Even if you own it, you still got to get with the people that's been. Look, let's just say you come to a city and this person been set up for 10 years, and you just coming in the city and just gonna wreck his stuff for 10 years. My thing is, I'm gonna get with this guy. I'm gonna befriend this guy or become buddies with this guy.
That's right.
Just it's a sign of respect, man.
So that
Period.
goes back to what
Yeah,
Stretch
it's a
said.
sign of
What Stretch
respect.
said,
It's respect.
Being a people person.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean, when I come to Memphis, I know Stretch.
Yeah.
Whether I'm going to just go to the museum or the ball game or whatever, I'm going to give him a holler.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm
Yeah.
in your town. What's going on?
Right. That's what you're supposed to do. Right.
Even if I don't know him, I'm gonna watch
Find
this.
out, you'll find out.
But this is what happens. This is why people are invited to other cities. Do you know how they get invited to other cities? It ain't the instructor that's inviting them to the other cities. It's their students. They're rebellious students.
Yep, the ones
Right.
that are mad.
That's right.
about
They
what
done separated,
Yep.
and then they getting on their own, and now they want an out of towner to come in
That's right.
and teach them.
Be messy. Hey,
Right.
hey,
So, but when they call me on it.
Because they didn't win the World Cup.
Well, watch this. When but my thing is this: when they call me on that, I want to know the history of that city.
Right.
I want to know, okay, what
happened?
who's there? What's going on?
What happened?
Where's the other classes at? Where you come out of this stuff at? Were you a part of this? And then I want to actually meet these other folks to see if I'm going to be stepping on toes by coming to the city like that.
Well, let me say
You know
this.
what I'm saying?
Let me say this. With some of the guys when they, some of the guys when they come to the city, you got a male instructor already there. Now you can't have all the damn chickens in the coop. You understand what I'm saying? Can't have them all. So the problem is, Iary comes, you come, I go somewhere. Now the women like you dance. I like the way you dance. Now the chickens in the coop is looking at another rooster. They like that rooster. They finna kick this old rooster out, which he think he gonna get kicked. That's the problem. And then if they bring in, I'm just telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
don't say it.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They kicking them out, and that's the problem. The guy get that. Well, I don't want them to come, man. You can't do that. You can't do this.
Well, see, I'm not. My thing is,
That may not be your thing.
I'm not afraid of any competition or anything. I'm not afraid of any of that. It's just about respect, though. That's all we talking about. It's just about respect.
And you know what?
I'm just saying what they thinking.
And I say that because out of respect, 'cause this dance was built on love and respect, because you had a lot of people that couldn't even dance in the same room back in Chicago. You couldn't even go to one side of town
That's right.
and dance
That's right.
and enjoy this dance. That changed, with some good people. Like I said, I give all homage on that to like a Keith Hubbard and Pete Frazier.
Well, I'm gonna bring back what I was said a few minutes ago. That's why we need to embrace the new schoolers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because because we all getting older.
Yeah.
So when we all die off, then is the dance gonna die off with us, or we just gonna leave it to the next generation?
Yeah,
The next generation.
I prefer to leave it to
them.
but let's leave it to them right. I want to leave it to them right.
Because some people don't like the term new schoolers. Ain't no motherfucker such thing.
But they are new schoolers, though.
And this and that, But new schoolers here to stay.
They're younger than us.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's here to stay.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, new schoolers
Yeah,
gonna
we're gonna leave
become
it to
old
Brian, the new
schoolers in the next
But I
generation.
don't agree with everything new schoolers do because just me personally, I don't like the 100-mile-an-hour
Look, that's
dance.
almost like telling me
Right,
I'm 20.
because you're a groover.
Yeah, I don't like the 100-mile-an-hour dancing. I don't like that. And I'm speaking to the new schoolers, all who watching. That you guys should do more supporting.
Right.
They go to the new school parties only. They don't go to.
Somebody
all the
said,
other
which new
events.
school? Ty Skippy?
Oh,
There you go.
no, he ain't no new schooler.
But he won new school category.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying.
Which is ridiculous.
Right.
But no, he's not a new schooler.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
we just like the group. We like the group.
So and that's my whole thing. I don't get that new school.
Hold on, man. Let me say something.
Break it down for
Yeah,
me. Tell them about that new
let me
school.
defend Ty Skippy right quick. All right, when they talking about Ty Skippy got in the new school and he won. First of all, it's one dance really.
Right.
Boom.
Now hold on. Then you got all these categories, but in each category, I see everybody do the same exact stuff.
That's right.
And my thing is, if you got new school guys that can get in the old school category, then why an old school guy can't get in the new school category? And I watch it every year.
No, we're not saying that because just with the contest itself, it's the door's just open for any of us to go do anything. You know what I'm saying? You could do trios with 3 guys. You
Right.
do trios with 2 girls and 1 guy, or
Right.
3 women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just wide open
Right.
with the new school. I'm just saying that I say we should embrace the new schoolers because we getting older, and I don't want the dance to die when we all die.
Well, that was my whole point about being one dance. See, this is the thing. Back in the 70s, I danced. The elements of our dance was fakes, pump fakes, misdirection, a few turns, and a whole lot of footwork. Okay, new school is an upper body dance. Turns and combinations. And listen to me, all that stuff is beautiful. It's great. And listen to me what I'm saying. I watched the division come in when I came home. 04. I had guys walk up to me and say, we don't do that no more. And I said, you never could do this. I said, but I can do what you do. But see, the thing of it is, it's not that it's 2 dances. It's just that what we did in the 70s
stays the same.
Yeah. But no. It's not that it don't stay the same. What I'm saying is all you gotta do is just implement the footwork which they trying to do right now anyway with the turns. It's just that a woman don't want a guy standing in one spot or moving from side to side and giving her 95 turns. She get in class and learn how to do footwork. So my man, I need you to get some foot movement going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a different. It's one dance that has different. A few
Different variation. There you go. Different
but it's just
variation.
one dance.
Thank you,
Yeah, it's just one dance. You know what I mean?
I got it.
So it's just like you Ambassador, just like you just said, my point was that what we need to do is teach everybody this dance. Man, I got a little too heavy for your seat, man. I think I done messed your seat up. But
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's hot.
yeah. Hey, but what I'm saying is, I like to teach the dance better than I like dancing it because I want to pass it on. It can't go with me. I'm 59. I'll be 60. Dude, I'm going to stop doing this in a little bit. I'm just trying to pass it on and try to keep this thing going. We want to pass on what
Joe,
we
you
got.
old as
Man, cut that out, Ambassador.
That's why they call it old school Joe. You didn't know?
But but just like you said, man, it's one dance, and we supposed to embrace it as one dance and learn everything. It should have never been an old school talking about versus new school. It should have never been that. The entire dance should have been embraced.
It's just my opinion. Everything came out with the contest.
Right.
With the contest.
That's
When they made
the
categories.
divisions.
But
Yeah, the categories.
that's where, to me, that's where all the teaching started.
Right.
You know, I want to get in the contest. I want to.
Right.
I can teach you how to win the
Yeah,
contest.
Exactly.
Give me $10 an hour, and I got you. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, from
They ain't won nothing.
From the same person
They ain't won
that's the champion of the contest. He's teaching you to try to beat him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen.
Well,
Oh no,
it can happen. It happens.
doesn't happen.
Because a student can out level or grow over the instructor.
Yeah. Ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, before the instructors you probably know now,
Right.
when Dre was teaching and Westside Mike and them guys was teaching, you know, they started going around the country teaching.
That's right.
And then people from Detroit came to Chicago and tore that behind up.
Yep.
Atlanta just did the same thing.
So you can't say what a person can't
That's
learn
right.
or can't do.
Yeah.
Right.
The point is to just teach to him so he can do it.
Right.
Can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the whole thing about it. Be willing to do that. If we have instructors out here that's willing to do that, because you have instructors out here like they don't want their students to be better than them.
I don't think so.
Yes. Hey, Ken, listen to me. You see, you be in that DJ booth doing your thing.
No.
You be in that DJ booth doing your thing. I be out there with them cats and be around with them in these classes. So listen to me, man.
Look, Josiah.
DJ world. There is
about
no difference.
No, I know
in the
what you're
DJ
saying.
world than the instructor world.
I know what you're saying, but
Maybe call one of them and ask them for a song.
they ain't getting it to you. but what I'm saying, I've heard guys say, I ain't gonna never teach nobody everything I know how to do.
That's right.
Cause I might have to come out of retirement or I might have to get on stage and peel a cap.
Yeah.
Well, let me explain something to you. Just like we talking about these cities, let me help you out. This is where I look at it. It's just like villages. When you conquer a village, what do? Think about this. What do you do when you conquer a village? You kill off the men and the boys, and you take the women.
That's right.
So in the stepping game, what's happening? These instructors are doing, they building all these women, and they building no men. Cause why? Because if you got some men in these cities,
that's right,
and you might run into some guys that might turn into some monsters and some killers.
Yeah.
And when you go to talk about I'm coming to your city, they go, "What you coming here for? We don't need you."
That's right.
Hey,
and I'm gonna meet you on the stage.
On that note right there, Angela Coco Hardnett wants to know, what do you feel about the men strolling versus moving their feet?
There you go. Hold on. There you go. Watch it.
Strolling part of the dance.
Can you explain it?
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, explain that.
Strolling is part of the dance due to the fact of the breakdown of the music.
Okay, let me get that.
No, you asked me to explain. I'm going to explain it. Strolling is a breakdown of the music far as tempo is concerned. There's some time when you can't be moving 30 miles an hour to something where you need to move 3.
Okay, hold on. Let me add to that. All right, check this out. You got 3 basics. You got stroll, left foot lead, right foot lead. All right. Now, I basically teach a 4-step stroll. Now, the stroll doesn't teach you to dance in the beginning. The stroll teaches you how to move
within the dance.
Within the dance with the woman to put you in sync with her movement. You're moving on the beat steps. Most guys, a lot of guys were athletes. A lot of guys don't know how to dance, but they want to get into this dance. So what the stroll does, it teaches them how to be in sync with the woman's beat steps. If he moves on 7-8-1-4, and her inside the 8 steps that she moves, she has a 7-8-1-4. He is to time his steps and his movement back and forth with her. That's why they call it ebb and flow. So there's nothing wrong with it, but he cannot just learn how to do the stroll. He has to learn the left foot lead and the right foot lead because he is the lead. So he should know every aspect of the dance as a lead.
Right.
Okay, very good.
And like you said, the stroll was basically a transition around, maneuver around a woman, and to get a little rest. If you dance with 100 of them, you ain't gonna do that.
And it teaches you how to move in, out, and around the lane.
That's
now,
right.
I wanna broach a new subject here. Since I got the ambassador in the building and DJ Stretch, Swag and Lace inside the zone himself in the building. Earlier, someone asked the question, what do you do to promote respect among DJs? And how do you...
I got to hear this.
It's simple, man. When you
go ahead, Ambassador. You the oldest. Go ahead.
When I look the best.
Damn it,
boy. But he likes
well, respect.
Dark skinned people first.
It's the same as instructing and promoting and everything. It comes with the etiquette itself. The first thing I do is when I go to an event, I go greet the DJ. You know, I let him know I'm here. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? If he doing great job or whatever. Just basically be that people person. Right. I go speak to the disc jockey. Respect. And if I was invited by the promoter, I go see the promoter as well.
That's the same thing. I say they speak to the DJ, you can get to know them. If they playing a good sound, you gotta know they're hitting good and all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, the compliment I got one time, somebody told me, if I dance to your music, why are you playing? You working. So I told Shorty Smooth to sit down. Cause he's gonna go dance.
Yeah.
You got that dance, you gonna sit down, dog. You know. So, but sometimes, let me tell you something. Sometimes you got DJs that's up here. I don't know what's up there, but But there, and I have to look at them because I've been DJing since I was 16. I'm 52. I started DJing with cassette tapes, so I'm old school. You know, so DJs that I see now, some I have respect for, some I don't. You know, because they don't have the knowledge. And my thing, I can't, like, I heard this guy DJ, this dude right here. I didn't know he could DJ till I tried. I didn't know. No, I didn't know he could. He told me he could.
Oh yeah.
But see, the way I got dubbed as a DJ, I was DJing, and I had an old school DJ. And you know what? He did when he come to me, he said, "DJ, you work." You understand what I'm saying? It's like somebody comes to you and says, "Steph, you got it."
Hey, I want to say this real quick. Let me use the ambassador for example. Like last night. Look on the flow. You know what the DJ doing if you look at the flow.
Right.
That tells everything.
Right.
That's right.
That tells everything.
I get my accolades from when people who don't know me come up there. Man, you doing a great job.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all over for me.
Speaking of people not knowing you, let's do another reintroduction, gentlemen. We have several people on the line, and some of them are not aware of who you all actually are. They don't understand the power sitting in this room today. And I know y'all probably don't hold yourself in that regard, but I'm gonna let you all know that I do because I know you all, and I know what kind of men you are. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm the way I'm built. I don't fool with people that don't have integrity and people who are not men. And so that's why you've been welcomed into this studio today, and I appreciate each and every one of you and your presence. Brother Nevels, lead off for me, please, sir.
Thanks for having me again, sir. Great studio as well.
Thank you very much.
You done gave me a few ideas.
Uh-oh, I done planted some seeds.
No, you did a great job, man. Ambassador Kevin Nevels, Chi-Town, WZONradio.com. Where anything can happen. Holla Back Boy, Thursday night, the Grand Ballroom. Yep, Ambassador Entertainment every 5th Friday at the famous 50-yard line, 69 East 75th Street in Chicago.
All right, Mr. Isreal.
Iary Isreal, CEO of Word of Mouth Entertainment, which is the host of Steppaganza, and the founder and the motto of You Can't Be Free, out of St. Louis by the way of Chicago.
Mr. Swagger and Lace.
I was taking that.
Hey, I'm DJ Stretch, and I'm the guy that runs Swagger and Lace. I'm the supervisor of all the DJs in Steppaganza in St. Louis. Live in Memphis, Tennessee. Used to live in the Chi. Live in Memphis, Tennessee, and I do my show every day. And I love DJing. You know, so that's what you get from me.
And for those of you out there, I just want y'all to know that every morning Stretch comes on and does his thing, Swag and Lace Inside the Comfort Zone, and we all enjoy the music and the topics to come through. Yeah. Let's not forget the rooster, boy. And at lunchtime, he gets to ringing that bell. Don't play no game. Y'all need to tune in. If you don't know, tune in to Stretch Alex. Look him up on Facebook, Stretch Alex, and just like we said, STRETCHALEX. Check him out. He be getting it in the mornings. Okay. Swagger and Lace Inside the Comfort Zone, right here inside Steppin.
For sure.
All right, Mr. Will. Cool like that, Steppers. Let us know about you, brother.
Take care of you.
Make sure he got it where he belongs.
First of all, I want to say, man, look who I'm surrounded with. I feel I'm real blessed. My big brother, all these my big brothers. They showing me the way. And, man, they just showing me the way. I'm just going to leave it like that. They my forefathers.
Tell them about your event that just happened. Your event?
Oh, Steppamania. Second one coming up.
Second one.
If y'all missed the first one, next year, 2020,
Great event, by the way. I had a
2021.
real good time, brother. We appreciate you.
Cool like that, Steppers. And we stand on that. We stand on that. Love, peace, all the time. We stand on that name.
Mail over there.
We stand on that name.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, Ken Holden, down in Houston. Also, my man Blue. I call him Blue. Will Owens. But I do the CTC twice a year. Spring Fling, Oktoberfest. It's all about the Chicago culture, the food, the whole nine, the dance. We do house, we do stepping, the food.
just the people, the whole environment. I think there's about maybe 3,000 people in the Chicago group in Houston that attends that picnic, you know, and we come out, we have a good time. It's kid friendly. We have everything, you know, for the kids. It's all about the community in a sense like that. You know, CTC gives back every year. You know, during the wintertime, we pass out blankets. They do the socks. They do everything we can for the homeless. So, you know, it's all about giving back. But, man, in Houston, like I said, we're Chicago, and, you know, that's what I do.
That's what it is.
And I enjoy doing that.
All right, looking forward to that CTC event coming up. All right. Mr.
Next
Burt.
time we introduce ourselves, let me go first. Man, I ain't got no events and all this kind of stuff. Everybody here talking all this stuff and what they doing. I'm sitting here with radio stations and word of mouth and all this. Man, but look here, old school show, Josiah Burt, man, a.k.a. Drill School Show. Love to dance, man. Old school, new school. Man, any way you want it, that's how we giving it, man. Sitting up in here with our homeboy Brian Forbes, doing his big.
Hey, don't forget to mention CVS, man. You know, for them haters out there, you understand me? What? Chicago Vocational in the building. Two of CVS alumni in the building.
Man.
No games.
Well, I ain't got to say it because you already said it first.
Did I say that? I'm sorry.
That's a beautiful thing.
What's CVS?
He said, "What's CVS?" Oh, that's right. It's 3 CVS alumni in the building. My bad.
Hey, but on the real, check this out. This is it. The things that we've been in here saying, we not saying it to put any damper on anybody. We're not trying to stop nobody from teaching or anything. It's just that we love to dance. We want to see it be successful. We want people to get what they need. We want it to continue to grow. Whether whatever ethnicity do it, we don't care because it's the love of the dance. We just want people to give people exactly what you say you're going to give them and make the people happy in the dance. That's why we're here, to try to put the right information out to people.
That's what I do when I play that music.
Yeah. So we were talking about the DJs. You were talking about that. I'm trying to figure out. I want to know what does he think. We got DJs across the country that DJ music. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out the DJs in Chicago. I've heard people say, "Man, you got to play the same stuff that we playing in Chicago." I have to tell them sometimes, "You ain't in Chicago, baby. You in South Florida. You so
as a DJ Stretch, do you? And this is something that I've come to realize myself as an upstart DJ. Do you feel that you need to train the ear of the people in your region and bring them along into the cultural music of the dance?
Yep.
And in that, what have you found to be the most challenging in regard to playing steppers music that we know is steppers music to people who are outside the city who are not familiar?
Well, what I found, the thing about it is that most of the people that's outside the city are used to, they're either blues, you know, or other type of blues or whatever. Now they've got used to, they know about maze and stylistics, but that ain't what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. They used to listening to some. Hold on. They used to hear something else, you know. Because I went to Mississippi. I went down to the city of where Emmett Till was from to teach a class.
Hold up, everybody from Mississippi.
I went down.
Chicago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Pipeline.
Yeah, he's from Chicago. Right.
By way of Mississippi.
By way of Mississippi. and back in Chicago now.
It's the capital.
Right.
But I went down to teach a class, and those people, I was giving them the music that we used to listen to. Come to find out, that ain't what they wanted to hear. In order to get is 20 women. In order to get those 20 women on the floor, bless you. In order to get them 20 women on the floor, I had to play some Johnny Taylor, something that they used to hear. Mm-hmm. You got to get them here. I played a couple of Johnny Taylor songs, a couple of other blues songs, and they were doing the 8 count or the pattern. Okay, that's what they were. But the killer part, now they didn't feel the music that I played, that I presented to them. They felt the music that they were used to listen to in their region. They felt that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask a question out of no, I went out the nail. Go ahead.
Well, to piggyback off what he said is, it's always familiarity. Familiarity always works. But in my perspective, is that when I get hired to come out of Chicago to come to your event, I'm gonna play what you hired me to do.
Right.
Why you hired me.
Okay.
You know, because I don't know what y'all listen to where y'all live at. I'm gonna play what I was hired to play.
I'm gonna venture to say that anybody who knows to hire you understands what you gonna do when you get there.
Right.
And I say that because, like, you know, I wouldn't hire a DJ that I didn't know was gonna come do what I expected to be done for the crowd that I have, because I got to know my crowd. Otherwise, why am I promoting?
Well, right, but as a disc jockey as well, you have to learn what gets the people moving. Now what helps is if the people come in to dance, because what my brother DJ Dan taught me, I don't care if it's one person in the room or 500. You play like it's 1,000 people in the room.
You play the same set?
Okay. I got a question though for the DJs. Seeming that being from Texas, being here in Texas, and we have other dance genres, and from what they're used to listening to on the radio, as far as radio play, and the different radio markets from one state to another, like you would notice that something that they play in Chicago, they don't play in Texas. Or what people are, when we talk about being familiar with music.
Well, being a jockey on the radio, radio music and party music is two different types of music. Because I could play your favorite song on the radio, and you could be in the kitchen boogieing. But if I play it at the party, you'd be like, "What the hell?" That's my favorite song. Why did he
before you go on? Let me add to that. Look,
different guy.
If you guys, man, you go into another city and they got Chicago Steppin, we supposed to play Chicago music, man. But see, wait a minute now.
Being in Houston,
but here's the thing.
I noticed.
Well, hold on.
This
fella here, D-Train on here says there's no such thing as stepping music.
It's right.
Music.
Thank you.
That's right.
That's wrong.
Right.
Hold on. See, that's
right.
Before we got too carried away. Listen to me. I just want to make a point. This dance was derived and built in Chicago. It wasn't the radio play music that we danced to. It was the B-sides to the stuff. It was the stuff that you never heard. So before people said there's no such thing as stepping, now don't get me wrong, I could dance to anything I want to dance to. But it doesn't move me the way the music I grew up doing this dance.
Now you know why
and if you teach a Chicago Steppin in your city, you're supposed to be on that music in the class, and the people should know that music when they get hired.
In defense of D-Train, it's like we just made up a genre.
Yeah.
Stepping music.
Yeah, cause I don't
I think he's just being a little technical.
Listen.
But of course, it is stepping music.
Let me tell you something. There's no category on the Billboard.
For none of that.
We know that.
They say Chicago Steppin.
It says country western.
No category.
R&B.
Now y'all see. Listen to me. Wait a minute. No. Listen to what I'm going to say. Don't take this dance. Don't take this dance that the world doesn't recognize, and try to compare the music that we use to the way the world set the music up.
Okay.
See, that's what y'all doing. So you can't do it from that perspective.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go at the angle that the music, whatever Chicago was playing in the original days, that's what you should be teaching on. First of all, you should be teaching on that music, and then when the students come out to an event that they invite him to play, they're going to be familiar with what he's playing.
You're trying to teach them a culture of a dance, but then you're trying to tank the music.
Yeah.
But that's understandable.
But that's what I'm saying, because
go back to your instructors, man.
Right. It goes back to the instructors, man.
Being in Houston, it's like, okay, we have different dance genres. We have swing out. We have two-step. But what I'm finding out,
with two-step is that they can dance to our more low-key music. More so than swing out can dance to what we want to consider Chicago style music.
Now look, the question they're gonna ask is this right here. Let me take you back. Let me take you back 45 minutes ago when you said stepping. I know dancing falls into what category? Ballroom. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Stop. Chicago music falls into what category?
Chicago music?
Chicago Steppin music fall into what category?
It doesn't fall under.
Stop. I done stopped you right there.
That's what they're gonna tell you. You know,
Who gonna tell me?
But me and you cool. We know what's what.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying when it's taught, these people want to know.
What the problem is, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the point we talking about. You speaking from the radio perspective.
Right.
We got that.
You know how
we talking this dance. We talking this dance from a street perspective because this is the dance they talk about this culture. Just like I said before, when you look at hip hop had its own music and things.
Yes, it did.
And they wouldn't change it to appease everybody.
Right,
they kept their stuff to where they had a style, where they dressed and everything.
Right.
Just like this dance, it has a culture that people say that we trying to spread. We spread the music as well.
Is salsa gonna play other things?
No, they're not. Salsa gonna play salsa. It's country western gonna play anything.
Other than country western.
Maybe one day in the future
we'll get recognized.
Well, yes. Maybe they'll change it to a genre to stepping music.
I'm asking a question. Take the song "Life in the Country Is Fine."
Yeah, that wasn't a hit. That wasn't a hit on the album.
I know it wasn't a hit on the album. I know about that.
But see, but what we're saying is we can't. And I learned this from the ballroom people. Listen,
right?
Our dance is not recognized.
I know
in
that
society.
I know
on the dance.
That's why
neither is the genre of music that we use gonna be recognized. Now, don't get me wrong. We got songs that we dance to came off the top 40, top 10,
I know
number
that.
one.
The genre is
We
recognized. It's just not called stepping.
Right.
So Doc say, how come they don't teach stepping music in Chicago? Well, I'm gonna answer that one.
Teach stepping
because it's understood.
Right.
We didn't exactly. We understand what it is.
That's why you ain't got to teach. That's right.
We've been in it forever. It ain't nothing to teach you. Matter of fact, the conversation we had the other day, when you go to Chicago and you say stepping, it ain't no question what it is. You outside of Chicago, you actually have to preface it by saying Chicago style. If you don't do that, in Chicago, you say stepping, and like what Joe, me and him had this conversation the other day, and when we said we was going certain places, you didn't need to say you was going
to the dungeon. We going to
you
Chicago.
knew the place that was going.
We never said we going
to talk about. You knew what was happening when you got there.
Look, Brian, Chicago.
I get hired to come out of town.
That's right. He playing stepping music.
I'm gonna play stepping music. I'm gonna play what you hired me.
Chicago is the only city in America that you can say stepping and people don't think it's fraternity stuff.
Exactly. They don't think nothing. That's
right.
That's exactly what that means. Because when I never said something about, they say you talking about fraternity. No, then you have to say Chicago stepping outside of Chicago.
That's right.
But what I'm saying is that if somebody has you play stepping music, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
But the problem is. They don't want to learn something. They might be. It's some other music out there that you can step to. Maybe consider step music that you ain't heard.
No.
But when you're a good disc jockey,
it was no limit.
I'm gonna speak for myself.
Right.
I'm saying you keep it familiar.
I was just going to say the same thing. What it is, you can have a song that just was made yesterday. But it may fit the genre of stepping music style.
Because of the RPM.
Exactly, because of the flow and everything. But see, that's what we...
But you better not play it because people haven't heard it yet.
That's right.
We got that.
You got places.
It's got to be a DJ to play it first.
Not necessarily true.
Okay.
Every party is different.
Right.
I don't care if it's a stepping party.
Right.
Every party is different. Like from what I saw last night, when Brian brought his people from San Antonio, first record, they was on the floor. Mm-hmm. So my mind said, it's time to go to work.
Right.
How could I keep that one couple on the floor?
Right.
Now watch
this. When I looked up, it was 30 couples on the floor.
Now watch this. That's the problem. The problem is out-of-towners, when you play what we call the original stepping music,
Right.
they gonna sit down.
They gonna sit down
because they didn't learn on that.
They didn't teach them.
They didn't teach them on that.
They didn't teach them.
They gonna teach them on that.
Classic steppers music.
It's the 70s.
Okay.
It's the early 70s,
60s.
60s. It's the late 60s, early 70s. All of that stuff. That's the classic stepping music. But the out of towners,
The minute
are
you
not,
put it on,
they gonna sit down.
Yeah.
And I've had it happen to me. I've
That's
been in
right.
sets and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna bring them along slowly, and then as soon as I ease one of them in there, they like, what is that? And they just don't get it. And it's unfortunate because, like what we talked about earlier with a lot of these instructors, they don't teach the musicality to go with the dance.
That's
well we
right.
talked about that
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
See, that's how this. That's how
part
They
of
don't blame
Right,
the
we
disc
talked about
jockey, blame the
No, it's not-
instructors.
That's right.
Because it all
It
goes
is not-
together.
listen,
Without one, you don't
You
have
have
the
the
other.
other one. That's
Right.
right.
These 5 fingers. If you ball these fingers up, you got a finger.
That's
You
right.
knock something out.
Right.
So
So-
if they all separate, you got nothing.
but see me and you
So-
talked about them teaching in class.
Absolutely.
They don't
Well,
teach
the thing of it is,
That's
when a student first walk in your
In
class, you supposed to sit them down. You're not even supposed to instruct them.
That's what I'm trying to tell
When
you.
I was playing basketball in college, our first practices, we sat there.
You was
and
in class.
we was in class. He didn't even bring a ball
That's
out.
right.
You didn't even bring a
First class
ball
at
out.
any
So
instructor.
in other words, you supposed to sit them down, teach them the culture first, and then the history.
Right, when you disc jockey in a party, you got to get the feel of the people.
Yeah.
You know, you got to play something old, something new, something fast,
And
something
there you
slow.
go. There you go.
And
'Cause-
look here, and that's what makes a great DJ.
Right.
Because he knows how to move the crowd.
Look, I've talked to a
I
DJ.
don't say DJs are DJs. I say
Right.
their personality.
Right, they are.
Oh, for sure.
Look, this is the way I'm looking at a party. If I'm DJing a party, and like I said, if I'm DJing a stepping party, you know, you got like a flight. The flight takes off. You got to go fast. So you got that fast crap, right? You got the fast upper tempo music. Then you right here. Now you're in the mid tempo. Because that's what Chicago, they're in that mid tempo.
Right.
Then you got to land. You got to slow down. You got the walking.
Right.
You got the walking.
Yeah.
So you got if you're going to put it in percentages, 100%, I'm going to play 20% high speed.
Yeah.
20% walking,
Yeah.
and 60% all in between that.
Yes, sir.
That certain beat per minute.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Nah,
gonna
that's
do.
true.
And if people don't walk, if they don't do the other stuff, they don't dance to the fast music. That's when they get the rest.
Right.
They get to sit down.
Well, you know what I say about walking.
That's right.
You know, it ain't my fault you can't walk.
Here's another problem too. Listen to me.
It ain't my fault.
A lot of guys don't like a lot of the music that the women like. But right now, this dance, watch how I said, but this dance now is basically being governed by women. So these guys are telling these women, or when they in their classes, it's almost like they doing like line dance classes because ain't no guys in the classes. Because ain't no guys in the classes.
Right.
You know, so all the basics that they learning, all the dance steps that they learning, it look like line dance more than a stepping class because there's no guys for the women to dance with.
Well, let me tell you something. I was doing a class the other day with somebody, and I put on some old school music. And the instructor, she was like, I don't want to hear that, this, that, and that. I just kept looking at her like, this is what they're supposed to be learning on. What's wrong with y'all?
You got some DJs are saying we don't play old school music.
Put this on
As a
right
matter
here.
of fact,
We play classic old school.
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying.
Put this on right
We don't-
here and watch what happens on the floor.
We don't want you to play old school music. We want you to play stepping music.
Somebody going to
You know what I'm saying? But see,
Everybody going to sit
no.
down.
But
That
first of all,
ain't
no. You see that song right there?
Let me intervene right now
You
because
can't play that.
It's okay.
I mean, because you could say old school music, new school music, or whatever.
Classics, whatever.
It's what song was it?
No, that's what I just said. You gotta play stepping music. Music
No,
that
I'm
can
saying
dance to.
what particular song.
Right.
Oh, I got you what you're saying.
Yeah,
Right,
because
just
I'm
like
saying
that.
Oh, I
I
got
can
you.
play some old school music that's garbage.
Yeah.
That's why they sitting
That's
down.
right.
Right.
Because I'm gonna play some old school music that's great,
Right.
and they not gonna.
Well, see, me and Joe
That's
talked
what I
about.
just said. I didn't say the old school music. I said stepping music.
Me and Joe talked about playing music. That when we were talking about the discussion that what people can feel.
Yeah. You want to
want
take
to be-
people to a place.
If they-
You want to take them somewhere.
Remember
Gotta make
they were singing. They
Yeah.
were singing
You
today,
want to take
right?
them somewhere.
But that
That's
song
what
right
I
there,
want to
what
see.
is playing right now?
That's what I want to see.
That song right there. It's playing right now.
Okay.
If you play that,
But that's for Chicago now.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's for stepping. It's for stepping.
if
That's
you
what
play
I-
that
I know
somewhere,
what you're
saying. Yeah.
there's
But what I'm saying
music
is-
stepping, those folks are gonna
They go because they don't know it.
Because they
But
haven't been taught.
let me say what I said earlier.
You gotta teach it to 'em.
Party is different.
Different, right?
You can't play that at every party.
Chuck James say
As a
music
DJ.
is music.
What you mean?
He's wrong.
How do I determine if the party is different or not?
How do you feel? How do you recognize?
Let me
When you're at home is easy. When I'm at home is easy. You know what I'm saying? Like when I DJ Good Time Productions every fourth Sunday at the Grand Ballroom.
Plug, shameless
That's right.
plug.
That's right. They're my peoples. DJ Ville,
you
they
kinda-
main
kinda slick,
DJ,
ain't you?
and I'm one of their guest DJs. But anyway, I already know I can play that there.
Right.
I can play lights in the country there.
Yeah, but you in Chicago.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
When
I
I'm
said
at home,
Chicago.
it's a
Big
no-brainer.
difference.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, now when I do my Thursday night set, I can play that because Brick be there, Tig be there,
Right.
Tab.
Guys that understand the music.
You know
They
what I'm
understand
saying?
the music,
But I can also play some Carl Thomas.
That's right.
Some Rockwell,
That's right. That's right.
some R. Kelly.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, because there's new schoolers there as
Right.
well.
But the out of towners, most likely, they're gonna just be able to be familiar with the Rockwells and all that stuff. I know that.
I wouldn't dare play that last night.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I
Exactly.
wouldn't
You
dare
couldn't have
play
got
that
away with
last
it.
night.
Right.
Well, you might have because it was a lot of
There
us.
was, right. You could have got away with it.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But I got away with playing them James Brown.
You got away with that.
Because you know why? You know why?
You
Tell
got
why,
away.
you know
You got
why?
away with
You know why? Just like you just, look,
I
we
said
just
you got
talked
away
about.
with it.
Guess what everybody's doing now? They're grooming people to the
To
JV.
the JV.
Guys want footwork now.
That's right.
So they grooming them to it, so they want to hear that.
More
Right.
So,
men is trying to get that.
Yeah, they're
It's
just trying
still
to
a
get
method to the madness.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I hate to say it here, but it's cool. But because I didn't just put the JB on.
Yeah, you eased into it. I checked you
yeah,
out.
you slow walk.
I saw you.
I saw you walk.
And I told my wife, I said he trying to start something.
Yeah,
Right.
Put a mix on first. He put a mix on first.
see.
You
Right.
put it on right. When we
But
came
the-
to get
I was taking
right,
a
we took
picture.
that picture. He came to JB. I said, oh, he trying to start something.
He started singing.
Yeah, he put a mix on.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is this: it all starts with the instructing in the classes. The class instructors need to know the music, and they need to play this original music because you want to play music that have changes in it. You don't want to play music that's straight monotone with one beat all the way through the song. You need changes because changes change the feel. It changes your dance.
Yes,
It makes
yes.
you pull it in. It
Because
makes you.
when I
You
teach,
need to learn
just
all
like
of
I
this
already
stuff.
said, when I teach in the classroom,
Yeah.
I play everything. Fast, slow, and they said, why you say big? I said, because you got to learn how to dance to everything that plays. You can't stay like this through the whole party.
That's right.
You got to be able to hear the music and dance, so you give them everything in the class.
When I play music, a new song, I think is great.
Right,
Okay? Trust me, I worry if the people gonna like it.
right.
So what I do, my method to the madness, is I'm gonna play a great song that's gonna get everybody on the flow. I'm gonna blend this new song in there,
Gauge it, yeah,
and I'm gonna blend another great song behind it.
right.
Because some people might sit down,
And some people might
but
not.
if people coming to dance, the floor might be half
Right,
full, but that third song, they gonna get right back on
right,
the flow.
right.
And then
You
that's
know,
the
and you
difference.
just keep playing it, every party or every 2-part, whatever, that'll embrace the song, and next thing you know, it's a hit. And you the first one to play
They
it.
dropping jewels. They dropping jewels up in here.
Man, they don't know. They don't know.
You might not get this every day.
That's the thing is, that's why you have a James Brown and he's the band leader, even though he's the front man, he'll say break it down.
Yeah.
Because all them other these mixes and stuff don't have breakdowns,
Right.
and they don't have the bridge. They don't have bridges.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
you gotta have
You can't
all of
take
that
it to the
stuff.
bridge, yeah.
You gotta take it to the bridge
Yeah.
and break it down. Boom. And then you gotta I
got a question from outside.
You know what I'm saying?
Mr. King say, why is this topic solely on instructors and there's not one new school dancer on the panel?
Well, because we in San Antonio and new schoolers don't go past 159th Street.
Right.
He said it. He said it right there.
Hold on. Hey, look here. Tell CVS Snoop since he's a Cavalier. Look here, man. It is some new schoolers on here. If we know the whole dance, then you got some new schoolers here. It's just that we can cover from the beginning to the end.
Don't play no game.
Yeah.
Well,
any more questions, or we done?
No, man. Look, we done. Ready to cut it short. Y'all.
Cut it short.
I just want y'all to know. I know time flies when you're having fun. We've been at this almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah. See, and I just want y'all to know. And look, let me just say this, gentlemen. I very much appreciate every last one of y'all, man. This, in my best opinion, has been an epic discussion. They don't get a whole lot better than this, but guess what? We gonna go for more in the future. I look forward to attending, especially Steppaganza, and just so we all know, I'm working on a new mobile studio, so that when we come to these events, I will
invite you to Chicago.
Yes, sir, brother. We will be on deck, ready to broadcast live from wherever we go.
Brian, tell everybody out there, don't be mad at us, man. We just got to put this message out.
It's all love. Look, y'all don't get mad at these people, because this is how we grow. This is how we build, man. And without this right here, the dialogue has to take place. Without the dialogue, what do we have? We can't make things better without understanding where everybody is. We have to know where we all are in the game and what our perspectives are. And this has been, to me, a groundbreaking discussion in that regard. Iary, you got something you want to say? Go ahead, brother.
Just last words, if anything.
Please. Yeah.
Okay. We talking history here. Well, this segment to me is about history.
Absolutely.
And that's my problem with our people, is we do not respect history. People without history is like a tree without roots. So you got to get a roots. And you can't, we understand old school, new school, all that stuff, but it's best to have the whole school.
That's right.
Old school.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
What up, Snoop? Ain't no D-Train, my DJ bro.
Go ahead, Stretch.
Let me say this. This is gonna be off the let him away off the mark.
Give me your final word, bro.
I know. I got to give it to you like this. The thing that happened in Little Rock.
Yo, speaking of which, I
with
saw
Miss Didi
came down my feed a minute ago.
With Miss Didi, listen.
Mm-hmm.
She talked to Tika. I love Tika. Tika just got half the story. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got. I'm gonna have her on.
If you pay attention to a post I made some time ago when I was on this show, and I talked about how people tend to want to tell their side of the story first, so that way it take the sting out before when everybody else get to hear it.
Right.
So we gonna see how that go.
Well, see, I'm gonna have her on Tuesday. Well, I do Tell the Truth Tuesday.
Well, she got responded to by Bruce Dyer, by the way.
It's gonna be all right.
All right.
I'm gonna have her on Tell. I don't know what Bruce talking about, but I'm gonna have her on Tell the Truth Tuesday. Because anytime you talk against somebody, you should have somebody.
Y'all heard it here first. Swag and Lace Inside the Comfort Zone with Stretch Alex. Tell the Truth Tuesdays. We're gonna discuss the realities and the truth behind
Little Rock.
Wake up!
They better get up in the morning, baby. Get up to.
He be choking the chicken.
He be hollering in the morning. Oh, you got some? Oh.
Like I said, man.
The microphone. Come on. Right here,
man, you and them microphones.
You know I'm a rookie.
We gonna tie one around your neck next time. That's what we gonna do.
Like a neck.
Y'all gonna leave my little brother alone, man.
Like a neck bone.
Come on, Blue. Tell us what you got to say, man. Take us up out of here.
Hey, man, I just want everybody to just come together, and we need to start what we're talking about right now, because we've been talking about it for a long time, and no action has been done. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's be about it, not talk about it.
Ken, tell us what you feeling, man.
Oh, shit. I got my idea. Man, I think this is, man, a lovely thing, man. It's an honor to sit up here on this, in these chairs with these brothers. Man, it's just amazing, man. I look around this room, I mean, it's like, wow. It's awesome, man. I'm at all. You know what I'm saying? Really, I am.
You know, just to be sitting here with these cats, man. These some major players in the game, man, and they true to the heart for this dance. I know that for a fact, man. They hearts are in it, and anybody got doubts about that, they wrong. So you know, I just, man, I'm just like I said, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here this long, especially coming from where I come from, and that's all I got to say.
Amen. Joe?
People talk about my passion for the dance. They said, Joe, sometimes you scare people, man. How you feel about the dance and stuff? You like a bully and you this, that, and other.
You gotta lose some weight.
Okay, hurry up. Okay, I'm gonna say it real quick. I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna say it real quick.
Joe.
But man, I look at but it kind of breaks my heart because I look across the board at our dance and I view our own people by using this dance. Like some of Iary said, we don't know the history of this dance, and like we don't know our own history. We don't try to grow. It's like we try to separate, do our own things, and then we get mad at each other when we don't come together when we want them to. But in order for this thing to work, we're going to have to pull together. We're going to have to set some standards and put some rules and things in place to protect our own and what we do for our DJs, our promoters, our instructors. Our people got the talk shows. We got to come together as a complete family, man, to make this thing work. Outsiders don't think we can do it, but I know we can.
Well, not to keep the show going too much longer, but
you don't let stress pee on yourself.
Well, he done that before. Well, we probably need to get in tune with some true historians. Get with some true historians so they can teach all of us the history.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because I've been doing this for a while, but I can't tell you the whole history.
You know, one of the things that I find interesting about that the historic topic is that Reggie Miles has been putting in a lot of work in terms of compiling information and from his perspective. But one of the things, I had a gentleman on here the other day, AAA, Mr. Allen, and he's 74 years old, and he's been around this dance for a very long time. He discussed things. What I really wanted from him was a timeline prior to 1970, and he did talk about quite a few things. One of the things that I've learned, because I myself have my own version, and I don't want to say version, but my own portion of history from what I got out of it, and I know that there are certain events, certain places, certain people that impacted the dance as we all rose to where we are. But I also know that there's so much hidden history from different perspectives that we can all glean information from. Go ahead, Joe.
Real quick, the thing of it is, we don't want everybody's individual history, because I'm not going to give you my individual history in Steppin. What we want is an overall view from the beginning of our Steppin to where it is now, because Iary did one thing, you did one thing, I did another thing, Ambassador did another thing. We can, but the thing of it is, if we talk about even people we grew up with, our stories will intersect somewhere, okay? But we don't want our individual stories. We want just the history itself of how the dance came into play and to where it came and where it's at now. Because everybody has an individual story, but we want to put the overall history together. That's what we need to work on.
Well, I think so, but I think with all those individual stories, all of them are still cohesive in the same sense, because it happened to all of us. I mean, when you think about, I'm speaking on what Joe was saying, because the fact, when you think about the high school, when we first started, all of us started in high school, basically grammar school, coming out of 8th grade, going into high school, right? So when we was going to the high school dances, right, those schools used to throw the dances like a Mendel. How many of y'all have been in Middlesex? You know what I'm saying? So
and those stories do intersect at those points, like you said.
We don't want to know personally what happened like every night.
That's what I said. We need a true historian.
No, that's what I'm just saying. How do we start going to Mendel?
Like school dances, automatic school at the parties we went.
I walked up there.
Yeah, but
with
you know the
I had my flag, brother,
But
and leather shoes.
But for those of you that don't know what Mendel is, Mendel was a Catholic school, which was an all-boy high
But
school.
now the funny thing about what you're saying and the validity in that is, for example, how did Steppin start at Markham? How did Steppin start?
They built
Well, let me answer the question because that's where I started stepping at in Markham. In 1978, we would go. Brown's bus used to pick us up on 107th and Normal.
Block Club party.
Used to take us
to the skating,
right? Used to
skating
take
and all
us
that.
to Markham skating rink.
Yeah.
And when they said backwards skating, we couldn't even skate backwards, so we took our skates off and went in the disco and started.
And here you go, and let me add to that, because this is the thing. I rode Coleman's bus going to Markham, and I was there before they built the disco. So when they built the disco, that's when we came out of the skates and started. They wouldn't listen to me. They just wasn't stepping in there. Yeah. They was dancing. Period. But we stepped in there. But that's what we was talking about. We can give you individual stories because everybody have, but they're gonna intersect somewhere. It's like ours gonna be at the same place. But what we want is the history, so we can give it to people. Is just the overall view from this is how it started. This is the evolution of it, how it transformed into what we have now. Is what we want.
Let me. One more thing about the history. This is how you do history. How you do history? I'm a study of like all the Ken Burns, history of jazz, history of baseball, history. All you do is just take individual stories. Somebody go in there, edit all that stuff. You get an editor, and like you said, he will edit all the way through the connections and everything. Because when you got a story, if me and him got the same thing, you know that's the truth. Right. But if it's just him saying it might be something wrong with it. Yeah. But you got to have a witness. You got to have at least two or more witnesses. So,
like Nev said,
so that's what you do.
Disco and more.
Then
exactly.
And the reason.
But I went to Mendel.
Hold on.
You went to Mendel?
Hold on.
I went to Hales.
Hold on.
So
No,
That's why you got to get That's why you got to get everybody's history. I think you got to get everybody's history. I think you got to get everybody's history from all sides of the city.
Right.
All of that. And like I said, you put it in a timeline, and anything intersect. That's what you keep. All the other stuff you drop. That's all you're doing.
Exactly.
It's editing.
Reggie Miles say one of the biggest misconceptions is a belief that stepping was the only dance.
Right.
You have to talk about the bop.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And we did. And we bopped today.
There you go. We didn't leave it out.
We had some bopping today.
No.
That's right. That's right.
Tell Uncle Reggie, we wish you were here. We didn't leave it out.
Right.
No,
We just didn't bop.
Wait a minute.
We did bop today, though.
No, check this out.
We bop.
Tell Reggie I played bop music at the set today.
Yeah, and we bop.
Tell Uncle Reggie, we wish he was here because I learned a few things from Uncle Reggie because I remember like the one hand bop that Uncle Reggie and them did in the different neighborhoods and the zip codes that if you get bop with the wrong hand and what brought Steppin in was the 2-hand bop.
Again, we didn't leave it out.
Yeah, we just wasn't boppers. Yeah, we wasn't boppers.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
Do we have to end?
Mr. Neville, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you take us out of here. Give us your final thoughts.
We know.
Keep stepping alive.
I guess that's sort of like keep hope alive. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been my absolute and infinite pleasure to be able to bring this forward to the public because we need more of this. We need more unity in the community. We need more people coming together in this dance in ways that helps us to grow and preserve this dance, our history, the culture, and all of the things that go with it. This is ours. It belongs to us. We created it. Let's maintain it. Enough has been said here today. I'm going to let it go right here. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope everybody got something from it. Don't forget to share this feed, this thing across your pages so that the rest of the world can see, and hopefully there's a lot to be learned and a lot to be gained from all of it.
When is the next show?
You know what? It's funny you say that because I actually have had a lot of that same question run all down this timeline. When is the next one of these get-togethers? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is an epic situation. I don't know that a situation like this is gonna take place again anytime soon.
You know what?
You know how hard it is to get all these people in one room.
You know what the next question should be?
What's the next?
What is your contribution to Steppin? That's what.
That's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Next show. Ask yourself, what is your contribution to Steppin? And absolutely, I will be working overtime to make another event like this take place, and we will do everything we can to continue the dialogue and continue the growth of the dance that we all love. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful night.
God bless and good night.
Good night.
Love, peace, and power grease.
Oh, love.
Oh, yeah. Bishop Don Juan for president.